That was awesome. That was awesome. Jane gave you the close up there because I'm trying to see if it's working, but the phone's giving me a problem.
Do I sound okay?
That's
That's
what
my
I'm saying.
question.
That was awesome. That was awesome, Jane. We're doing awesome. Everything's good. How you been, Jane? It's been a little while.
I'm okay. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't been on this channel in a while, but like, I'm doing good for the
It's
most
actually
part.
the first Your Cult Boyfriend stream you've been on. I don't think you've been on my
No, I
channel in
haven't.
over a year, right?
Probably not. I think the last time was when I called Richard Kelly a terrorist. I think that's the last time I was
No,
on
that
it.
can't be the last
I
time. No
think it
way.
was. I think you just edited videos with me
Oh,
in
yeah.
them since, but I think that's the last time I was on here.
Damn it. I thought we might have probably that good
It's
film
like it's like
criticism,
I
that Watch Mojo reaction, I'm sure. It's one of
it's
them.
like I transition and you just don't want me on your channel anymore.
Okay, why every cinephile friend I make transitions? I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna put it out there. And we're good. Jill Roberts is my girlfriend. How do you feel about Emma Roberts, Jane? We've talked about her before once. Well, that's who plays Jill Roberts, and Jill Roberts is my girlfriend, and I are part of the
Okay,
Emma
so
Roberts cult.
Jill Roberts is your girlfriend and Zach is your cult boyfriend.
That's
Gotcha.
right. And Emma
That's
Roberts is
right.
my cult girlfriend. She's awesome. She's awesome. So good.
She's a good. I think I've only seen her in uh
Palo
the
Alto,
Palo Alto as
which she
well
was
as
great in, by the way. Like, she was
as
phenomenal.
as well as this really kind of stupid movie with Dave Franco in it.
Oh
Um,
shit, what
it
was
was
that?
like it was made by the guy that did Catfish and some of the Paranormal Activity movies. It was like I don't know, Spree or something. No, that's not what it's called. What was it called?
I don't fucking
Pulse?
know.
No, what was it called? Hold
She's
on.
been in so many masterful movies, it's hard to keep up. I love Emma Roberts. Scream 4, though, obviously. Holy shit, she's so. Have you seen Scream 4 yet?
Nerve. Nerve is the fucking movie I'm talking about.
Have you seen Scream 4 yet?
Mm-mm. I haven't seen Scream 3 yet, so I haven't
You
watched the
can
fourth
skip
one.
it. Don't even have to watch it. Skip
Mm.
it. Go to Scream
Yeah,
4.
I'll skip like Scream 2 to Scream 4, and then I'll hear about all this lore about people who died in the previous movie, and I'll be like, oh, okay.
Spoiler alert. Okay, well, actually, I guess there is one character from Scream 2 who dies in Scream 3. But that's fine. You
Mhm.
only have to watch the first 10 minutes of Scream 3, and then you can skip it. Because it's
All right,
literally the
cool.
opening scene.
Cool, whatever.
We need to get you Emma Roberts pilled, but
Like,
I like that we're seeing some solidarity in chat. Oh yeah, I didn't read your comment. Jill Roberts is my girlfriend. I always get hung up on your name. Gonna have to catch the playback on this one. Pulled an all-nighter and reread Less Than Zero and Imperial Bedrooms back to back, and now I'm gonna crash. I see the issue that you made. You read 2 books about doing speed, and you didn't do any speed, apparently. We should have done some speed. Pulled a Robert Downey Jr. on that Less Than Zero reread, and I actually love Less Than Zero. People are always afraid to merge in Los Angeles. I think Bret Easton Ellis's best book is The Rules of Attraction. Chat, has anyone seen the Less Than Zero adaptation with Robert Downey Jr. and Jamie Gertz and Andrew McCarthy? A lot of people don't like it, but I actually have a fondness for it. I didn't actually read Imperial Bedrooms, but Less Than Zero is a phenomenal book. Bret Easton Ellis is cool. You got any thoughts on Bret Easton Ellis, Jane?
I mean, I like the movies based off of his work. I like American Psycho, and I think Rules of Attraction is like a great film. You
He
know,
has like a bizarre reputation now. But I've never listened to his podcast. I don't know what stuff he says.
I have no idea. Is he like kind of like right wing adjacent, or at least friendly with right wingers or something?
Probably, I have no idea. I just
I,
know probably.
yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't want
If
to
you
call
wrote
somebody.
American Psycho, you can do whatever you want. It's fine. But yeah,
Yeah.
sleep well, girlfriend of Jill. Helena or Helene Holst, good to see you here. Just bought an old iPod. Do I have your blessing to download some essays and videos from both of you to listen to on it? You have my blessing. Go for it.
I mean, like, I could just tell you to watch it on my actual channel. That way, I get the money from the ad revenue and stuff. But do your thing.
I want you to pirate all of my free videos.
Honestly, yeah. I just exactly.
Yeah, blessing. An old iPod.
Mhm.
I don't remember the last time I saw an iPod.
Yeah, iPhone is like a spin-off, and then now it's only iPhone, you know?
Yeah, since you're
Or,
doing it on an old
iPad as
iPod,
well.
you're like analog as fuck. You're so allowed to download whatever you want from mine. You can mirror all my videos if you want. Like if you all
No,
my
no, in all seriousness, just like, you can like watch however you want. I don't care.
yeah. And someone had your back here. What's up, horrid films with the nerve catch? What
Oh,
about
yeah,
the
the
Emma
nerve.
Roberts movie she made with Hayden Christensen? Little Italy, was that it? It was adorable.
I have no idea.
Oh, we need to get you Emma Roberts pilled. We really
I
do.
I mean, I like her. I like her a lot in Palo Alto.
Fair, thanks. Have watched every video at least 3 times, I think.
Wait, of like our videos?
She has to mean like yours. I have hundreds. There are videos on my channel I haven't watched. So, well, there's one, and it's one that Jane's in with Isabelle,
I
where
don't
they're
really
talking
care
about
about.
Halloween.
Yeah, don't watch her older video. At least not my older videos. Like some of them are okay, but
Dude,
like,
I got a comment on a video that's like 6 years old today where I found this wannabe Jordan Peterson analysis overly judgmental and reeking of the Dunning-Kruger effect. And I'm like, I don't want to rewatch it, but Jordan B. Peterson? Me? What was I saying in that fucking video? What? What? It was like 6 years old. Whatever.
you're like a Peterson stan, right?
That's why I have good people like Jane and Isabelle on regularly. I'm just such a JPB fan, but I actually am like
Oh, I can see these live too, huh? Okay, cool.
yeah, I'm actually like flattered, and I'm really happy that you appreciate both of our videos and our insight, and I'm just glad people watch in any way that they can, and hopefully take something from it. That's awesome. Scream 3 is not that bad. Plus, its commentary and satire on Hollywood has aged very well. Its commentary and satire on Hollywood is like borderline stupid, though. Like, it's bad when you compare it to literally the movie that precedes it and the movie that follows it. No, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's one of the most disappointing movies I've ever seen. Um, like people who tell me that like I give too much credit to Kevin Williamson, you know what I mean? And then you watch the one movie where he's not the writer for Wes Craven, and it's like, holy shit, this is not only awful, it like I said, it's like it's borderline stupid. It's the dumbest fucking thing. The commentary and satire on Hollywood that exists in Scream 2, Scream 1, and Scream 4. It's just that Kevin Williamson is so clever that you don't necessarily know that it's doing a commentary because he's talking about so many other things at the same exact time. It's just so smart. Scream 3. Wes, like, New Nightmare's terrible. I don't actually like Wes Craven I like him as a director, not necessarily
Okay.
a writer. And I don't think he wrote Scream 3 yet, but Aaron
Yeah,
Kruger
I mean,
did, but
like, I'm
like
not really going to like bat home for the writing of Last House on the Left when I say that I think that's a great movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street 1's brilliant. I think
Oh
he was
yeah,
tapping into
that's a very good
something.
movie.
He was tapping into
Yeah.
something there that was awesome. It's just like Kevin Williamson's killing it with Scream 2,
Mm.
Scream 1, and Scream 4. Scream 3 is like this weird bruise that just feels so poor, so poorly thought out, and it's not saying anything. It's really not. It's
Speaking of not saying anything, so what's the stream all about? You just invited me to join a stream. I have no idea.
I
I
invited
saw
you to
that
this,
like the
and you were like, "So what's with the title? Why is it called Film is Fucking Dead?"
yeah.
Because it didn't have okay. I don't know. I didn't have a title. I don't know. I didn't want to call it Movie Talk with Stylist Substance, Hanging Out with Stylist Substance. I wanted to be a little spicy. Also, movies are fucking dead. Do you disagree?
Um N yeah, I disagree. I mean, there's still,
Okay.
like they still turn quite a lot of profit. If we're still getting films that make $1 billion, it's not quite dead. As an industry, do I see kind of, like, hints that the industry is going to, like, collapse in on itself? Yeah, I do. But, um, as far as, like, the medium itself, there's so much outside of the mainstream, so I don't think film is dead.
I think film's completely dead. I don't think that it's entered the mainstream. I think that like
I
it
think
doesn't
it has.
matter.
I think it's just taken on new forms because everybody's on TikTok. Those are films.
Those aren't films. That's a whole
Yeah,
new
they
style of
are
art.
though.
No,
Okay,
no,
okay.
no,
Listen.
no, not everything that's filmed is not everything that's filmed is a
Mhm.
film. It's a new style of art.
Any more than poetry is literature, right?
Yes, in my
Okay.
opinion. But here's my thing on that. Um, when I say dead, I mean relevance. These films make billions of dollars. I don't think they inform culture at all, and I think that they represent spectacles more than they represent actual like films.
Oh,
Like,
I
we,
see.
we, we don't use them for the same purposes anymore.
Mhm.
When people go see a film and get that to $1 billion, we're not going to see art or even a story. We're just going for a spectacle, and it doesn't serve any sexual purpose. Doesn't serve a philosophical one anymore. It doesn't serve a relevant one. Relevance is like you said, TikTok, and music is still entirely relevant too. Like there's other, it's the most irrelevant art form that I can think of is film right now, especially when $1 billion places
Right.
like Disney and Marvel get to kind of
Because
determine culture or try to determine culture, but
well,
fail.
also just like our desire for, I guess, like art that visually communicate, is visually communicated in motion. I think that like our attention has geared more towards like, TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. That's where the youth is
Yeah,
at least. And that's why, you know,
and I don't want
I
to sound
mean,
like an old boomer. I think that there probably is a lot of value in TikTok. I don't go to it, but it's fine. I think that just times change. Film had a very long time. I would like film to still be relevant because it's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. Fuck you, Felix. It's my favorite.
I don't
it's
I don't agree.
it's
I'm
my
not claiming
favorite
that
art
it's
form. I would
dead.
like it to not be dead, but
No,
there's
okay,
no
I
denying it.
disagree. No, I disagree. I don't think film is dead, but I think it should be dead.
Yeah, it should be dead.
The industry should be I mean, I don't really want people to lose their jobs, but the industry should be gone, like in terms like because industries, capitalism itself should collapse.
Jane or chat, like, can you think of like the last time we had like a Tarantino kind of explosion of like this new filmmaker on the scene who gets everybody excited about what cinema can provide for better or for worse? Like, when was the last time that happened? Is really what I'm wondering. And like in a big way, because Quentin was on like talk shows and shit, like mainstream talk shows. People claiming that film is dead are the ones killing it. If I killed film, then I'm a god. Then I'm like really fucking like I'm very, very talented. But I think I know
I'm
what you mean. What's up, guys? Love both your channels. The Godar stream was awesome.
glad you
Thank you.
enjoyed that.
Thank you. Just doing my part to kill cinema one stream at a time. Movies are on a loop of remakes and prequels and etc. People are stuck on TikTok because cinema is dead. Influencers are influencing. Movies are on a loop. I like this. I like this. That goes to like I think Moonlight Orange is trying to figure out like why film
Mhm.
it seems so inarticulate or unable to like provide culture with
Well,
some
it's
sort of forward momentum
well,
because
it's
they're
an
on a loop.
issue. It's an issue of capitalism. What I'm seeing right there, because like we want, these studios and stuff. They want to find the most formulaic way to produce,
Exactly. And the
produce
formula
product
is
and
by
profit.
definition a loop. It's circular. It's like
Yeah,
unending.
they don't want to be seen as artless, but they want to be artless, and they want
Yeah.
to reap, the benefits of being seen as art, and I think that like if something does not turn a profit, and what you're talking about right there about all the remakes and prequels, the reason why that there's so many remakes and prequels is so they can maintain the rights to the IP, and
Mhm.
because it's a money magnet, or money kind of like sponge, and they're just trying to suck dry that sponge.
Well,
And
my thing really quick with that remakes and
mhm,
prequels thing, I don't have any problem with remakes or prequels. I think that a lot of the 2000s was full of remakes of horror movies that actually took the original story and then spoke to the anxieties of the times being post 9/11 and things like that. The problem, and I think that like where you hit it the nail on the head, Moonlight Orange, is that it's not remakes or prequels. It's that they're remaking them without adapting them to speak to any sort of current woes or situations or dynamics. They're literally
yeah.
looping. It's the same exact message, which makes it feel stale and irrelevant. So remakes and prequels, more like every movie that Hollywood makes is a remake of their previous philosophy from last month. Like there's been
Yeah.
no addition. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Cinema died back in history and came back to life during the golden years. You'll have a comeback eventually. It's possible. Poets are dying. There is no soul no more. It's all profit-based. We are separating the soul with
Okay.
material
Well,
gain.
I would argue that maybe it's been all profit-based for a while. It's just more that it's more obviously profit-based, I guess.
Yeah, more obviously, more shamelessly profit-based. And I
Yeah,
think a
I
part
mean,
of that came, like, my one act like, my last stream, I was standing up for Gen Z a lot. I do have, like, one actual problem with Gen Z, and it's the fact that, like, selling out meant a lot to Gen X and millennials. Selling out is a foreign concept to Gen Z. There might be a punk rock attitude to it, being like the corporation or capitalism owes you that living, so, like, you should, like, cheat and do whatever you can to get it as well, but I always believed in something called integrity, and it's just so shameless now. It's so shameless
mhm.
the way that people like accrue personal wealth. There's really no integrity in it. Like just because we're in this abusive system doesn't mean we should just
Oh,
ironically latch onto it.
do you mean kind of where people will say, "Oh, there's no, like, ethical consumption under capitalism,"
Hmm.
but then they kind of use that as an excuse to just do
Yes,
whatever the fuck they want?
yes, that's the one issue
Um,
with Gen Z that I
mm,
actually have.
and and also just be like, "It's fine," all these movies are profit-based, and then they kind of just, like, sit in this puddle of their own kind of,
Yeah,
point and just
like
kind
for
of
instance,
like LARP it up, I guess, or not
you're
LARP,
exactly
eat
right.
it up.
Like
Mhm.
the 80s had Jim Jarmusch, right? And the 90s had like Greg Araki, like these kind of rebellious filmmakers who sure like the profit motive was a motive, but you cannot tell me that like Nowhere was made with the sole intent of getting money or further fame, or tell me that Down by Law was made for that same reason. I don't
Right,
think we have
and
those kinds of rebellious filmmakers anymore, at least not ones that break into the mainstream, which is possibly why YouTube is a valuable resource for independent filmmakers now. I just don't think they're using it well.
or Vimeo and things like that, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So is film dead? I have no idea. I mean, I think it is, but I don't want
I
it to
think
be.
the underground remains underground, but, like, I'm cool with that, I'm cool with not, like, turning towards the industry as, like, a test for whether or not a medium as a whole is dead. I think it's more just, like, cultures, like, you know, Gen Z is like very like hyperactive. They want to go from one thing to the next, and
Mhm.
our media has constantly become more more short, more simple, more to the point. Move on. Information, next information, next information. It's come to a point now that babies are using like this hand motion to like signal to their moms that they want the next thing because
Wow.
they're so used to being on tablets. And I mean, I think that it's mainly just a shift in culture is in terms of like what audiences are interested in, and that's why it's like they want like big events or brands that they
Yeah.
trust, and then they stick with that, just like they stick with the website that they trust, or
It's
is the talk
difficult
out
to
of
put a
town.
value judgment on that. I love that you said
Mhm.
like babies are even doing this, but my main issue and something I've talked a lot on the channel with is like as a kid, like Hollywood film taught me like not only sexual sensibilities but virtue and heroism and how to be a man. So like babies are doing this, but I was also aping what I was seeing through media. So like, and I can't tell which would be more damaging, right? Because
Well,
they're
it's
doing a
because
motion where they're in control, and I'm giving my control away to an image that I saw on the screen. So I also don't know which is more damaging, film or TikTok. Really don't know.
I mean, I think it's a kind of like two sides of the same coin, honestly, because
Yeah,
I
I
think
was trying to align them. Like
okay, okay, I gotcha.
that's really cool though. That's really cool. I'll read this comment from Moonlight Orange, and then we'll see about getting into an activity, guys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I am worried about the Gen Z, but they're shaking up and updating celebrity culture into influencers. Gen Z has dethroned Hollywood in a sense. That's where I agree as well. I like
It's
that they did that though.
Oh, like, kind of like you
They
know, where
deconstructed celebrity in a way that the postmodernists never could, but now we're in post irony where they're just as fucking gross as they could possibly be
where they're
about
being
filmmaking.
where now it's YouTubers that are selling out and being co-opted by corporations, you know.
If you see the commercials now, and now these corporations are copying influencers. They are watching
Well,
us and copying us. We have control now. But what are we doing with that control? Fuck all. Like, you were not doing anything with it. So, like, I don't know. If film doesn't have to be dead, right? If someone really makes a splash, but I think the really great minds aren't looking to film. They're looking to TikTok or YouTube because that's what's relevant. And like maybe a Greg Araki today wouldn't be a filmmaker. Maybe he'd be a TikToker. Maybe he'd be some wild fucking musician. But I don't think he'd be a filmmaker, right?
I mean, I don't know if it's the best point of comparison, you know.
I think it's a good point to compare. I mean, I was like,
I mean, I know I see what you're saying, where it's like film is not the medium, is not like necessarily the number one medium for self-expression, you know. I mean, I would argue that these all are films, but you're talking about more specifically what we think of as a movie versus like a TV show versus
yeah,
well,
exactly.
you're
I
thinking of
don't
a
think TV
third
shows
quality.
are films. Like, I don't think
Well,
TV shows are films
mhm.
at all. So
What you're thinking of like I mean, I think it's a fine semantic kind of like distinction. You know, but wouldn't you say that streaming and stuff is kind of like it's almost this third
yeah,
category? Depends
yeah,
on how we're,
yeah.
you
I
know,
think we live in a
maybe.
world of a massive
Mhm.
amount of visual art forms, so many that like film is just a kind of a quaint one at this point. like,
Right. It's
like
like
you and
what
I
like.
aren't making a film right now. We're doing a stream. There's nothing filmic about this, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Right?
Well, I mean, it depends what I mean, I don't know. It's kind of just depends on what you call a film. I mean,
We got to change
j-
the title to "What is Film," and we'll be here for like 2 hours.
yeah, like what? Okay, like if we're talking if a film is a motion picture, um, then a GIF image and a screensaver could be considered film.
But
All
I
I'm
don't think
saying
we
is
should give
that
film the monopoly on motion picture. I really don't. Not at this point.
I mean,
How about a
it's like a.
screensaver is its own art form, and there are a million great screensavers. Why not?
I mean, I'm cool with that. I just kind
yeah,
of like
we can have a
all,
screensaver
all I'm
auteur out
saying is
there.
that like you know, if we call these like individual kind of like media, like one
Mm.
medium, one medium, one medium, then I mean, I think it's just more so that Gen Z they're they're more interested in like in adjacent medium
Yeah,
to film. So like they're still getting the same kind of things just in new outlets. So then when they were so
yes,
then if they were to go to the movies, they want it to be something that's reliable, Marvel, you know,
yeah,
something
exactly.
that you know they could share as a community experience, Marvel, something that's family, you know, that's wholesome and you know good to their
That reminds
values.
me of like last stream. I was
Mhm.
talking about like the
Pixar.
Sexting and Discourse movie, and it was like Gen Z aren't sexless. They just have other avenues, other ways to get better ways to get those kind of sexual fantasies thought through, like than film. You know, that doesn't mean they're sexless because they don't want to see
I
sex scenes
think
in movies.
I think Gen Z also are pretty smart and perceptive,
Hmm.
and maybe in ways that I don't always find favorable, but I think
Right.
that they're like perceptive, and I think also when people are asking them about sex, they know to tell journalists like not interested, you know.
Well, let me look at Felix's question real quick, off topic, but been on a Cassavetes obsession lately. What's your opinion on his films? I mean, I was just
I
talking
love The
about
Notebook. The Notebook's a great film.
like Nick Cassavetes. Nick Cassavetes made Alpha Dog, and that's not bad at all. But
Notebook. The
John,
Notebook is okay. The Notebook is okay. Like
John's a genius. Obviously, a
yeah.
lot of people call him the architect of American independent cinema, and I wouldn't necessarily disagree at all. Husbands is probably my favorite of his films, or Faces, but who doesn't love A Woman Under the Influence or Opening Night or Love Streams?
Amazing
He's a
film.
genius, a brilliant actor. Some of the most like sensitive films I've ever seen that really just get under your skin and kind of unforgettable in a large way. Um,
I love Shadows.
His first film, I've never found a Shadows fan. That's the one where I'm kind of on the fence because it's so unlike other Cassavetes films, but it's so rebellious
Mhm.
too because it
That's
deals
what I
with
like, you know?
yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. What does Isabelle think of John Cassavetes?
Uh, A Woman Under the Influence is the greatest movie ever made.
See, we all love, and also I gotta love John Cassavetes and Jenna Rollins as a
Uh,
team. They're amazing. They're amazing. Uh, I always thought, and this is gonna sound stupid as fuck, that Judd Apatow was like possibly John Cassavetes' best pupil, and you can see that in like funny people a lot, like where he like just lets his
Been fun,
actors just
guys. Later. See you next time.
yeah, just improv until it gets not funny and just sad now. Oh my god! I hope you all like the Isabel's.
wait, is Isabelle not gonna stay here?
No, she's still,
I,
she's
I
still here.
pretended to
Whatever.
quit that.
I don't think I've ever covered a Cassavetes movie though, but I do love him dearly. Yes, Gen Z is doing it in a gross way, but they did shake it up though, and you gotta respect it. You gotta
I
well, since you're
ignored him
here.
for a while because we know if there's two things I hate, it's screenplays and actors. So I was like, Cassavetes sounds like the fucking Antichrist. But
Yeah, it's true
it
though.
turns
You
out
you,
he's
you don't
basically,
believe in screenplays or actors.
but
We
it
had
turns out he's just like New Age Warhol, and realizing that was like an epiphany for me.
oh my god, we had a
Plus, I
video
love
where you fucking told me you don't believe in writers or actors. Like
plus
you
I
just
love
believe in them like they're
Columbo, so
boogeymen.
Peter Falk is like my favorite guy.
Ben Gazzara, he fucking uses Ben. He leaves everybody. Peter Falk's so
Yeah,
fucking good though.
I've seen Shadows Faces, Chinese Bookie, Woman Under the Influence, and I think that might be it. I'm working my. I was gonna see opening night
Oh, that's so good.
on
That's so good.
film, but I didn't want to drive 2.5 hours for it on a work night, so I didn't. So now I'm probably just gonna watch it at home. I feel like I'm forgetting when I saw because I'm trying to watch them in
See,
chronological
like Love
order.
Streams or Gloria.
No,
Okay.
I think that might just be everything. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but
Well, it's a
maybe I'm
great
just
plot.
thinking of The Fury by De Palma, where Cassavetes' eyes blow up. But
It's so good. It's so good.
yeah, no, A Woman Under the Influence is fucking incredible.
Oh,
Oh my
dang.
god, dude, must we?
What?
Is this what?
Isabelle, can you tell what this is?
No, I mean I see.
I
Is this
can.
everything we've talked about?
It's everything that Jane and Isabelle has talked about with me.
Well, I see the best Godfather movie, so that's a good start.
and looking at this list of movies, I've made you guys talk about some fucking stupid shit sometimes, but it's all brilliant. Well, no, it's not all brilliant. Some going straight to
You're
the
not
B
gonna
tier.
like what my least favorite one is, and you're probably not gonna like what my favorite is.
The fuck is your least favorite? You better not say Cherry Falls or something.
No, I would think either Butterfly Murders or
Let's-
H2O.
Okay, let's just go
Okay, well
one
you're
by
half
one
right and
first,
half
you know?
stupid. You're half right.
Which ones were Jane and I right about? Those were the ones I'm gonna put higher, and then and then Zach was right
you
about.
two like seldom agree with each other. I don't know what.
No,
what
no,
No, we
Jane and I
all
famously
usually
agree. Solidarity and all that, we always
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
It's just that every time we're in the room together and you're also here,
It's
we're
basically your toxic.
it's like a dog
masculinity. It's your toxic masculinity corrupting our intuition and good-natured insight.
honestly, I can see that.
We were. Now you were fucking wrong about New Nightmare though. That was the dumbest video. After you left, I was like,
wait. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Wes Craven.
I was about to say, yeah, rest in
That's
peace.
all Jane would do.
Well, I actually watched Shocker recently, and it's incredible. But
You missed the New Nightmare discourse earlier when I was saying that Wes Craven sucks. Without
oh no,
Kevin
Wes
Williams.
Craven's incredible, and actually, my recent revelation was that there's nothing Kevin Williams brings in Scream that Wes Craven.
Damn, we lost connection with Isabelle out of nowhere. That's tragic. It sounded like she was saying that Kevin Williamson is a genius and that Wes Craven wishes that he had what Kevin had. Oh, you getting like internet connection? You good now?
Did Jane literally quit?
No, Jane didn't quit.
Okay, good.
But anyway, what do you guys think of the Blair Witch Project?
It's goated. S tier.
Wait, no, wait. What are we doing?
We're ranking these.
I was talking
Sorry, I
about
was
how
getting a
Shocker did
water.
Scream first.
What?
I can't speak, or Zach.
Not allowed to talk about Scream. Like,
Okay, let's like get to the program.
Should we start? Wait,
I'm gonna remove both of you when we get to Scream 2 and just do my bit.
I like Scream 2.
Okay, good.
I
Kevin Williamson really did well there.
I think
is this S tier?
Wes Craven ranking is
yes.
called
Blair Witch Project has S tier. That's a great movie. I love it.
Yeah, Blair Witch Project.
That's like Baudrillard the film.
As S tier as movies get. Yeah, it's really.
I don't disagree. It's not going to stay at the top of the S tier though for me.
It probably wouldn't for me, but it would certainly make like a top 10, maybe top 5 things we've talked about. Well, I wasn't there for that one, but I have opinions about it.
We can be
Zach,
kind of democratic.
in the video that we did together, you said it is probably like the second best horror film ever made.
Yeah, it's up there. I don't know if I would still put it second, but it'd certainly be like top 10.
I don't know what Jane's talking about. I didn't say that. Look at this. Look at all this like control I have. Look at that. That's so exciting to me.
We need to use the means of.
I think I privated that video though, so it doesn't even count. But
yes, Blair Witch goated.
Okay.
I don't know anyone who disagrees.
The next one, I vote to put above Blair Witch Project. It's The Umbrellas of Cherbourg.
I put A tier.
What about you, Jane?
I haven't seen it.
All right. Who do you think's more right about this? Isabelle?
Choose wisely.
I vote Isabelle, actually.
Fuck you. Oh my god.
You can put it in S if you want to.
No, it's cool. It's cool. You guys spoken. It's fine.
I'm
Hostel.
I really like Hostel.
F tier. I haven't seen it.
It's really good and actually really surprising. Like when I watched it, it was like one of those movies like you think you know the bit going in, but it does a good job of misleading you. I also really like the conversation Zach and I had about it.
And comparatively, like compare it to the other directly post 9/11 horror movies, that one is actually the most coherent, and I think provides one of the better arguments.
Yeah, I agree.
Better arguments for your reading.
I feel like the realistic spot would be B, but I'm feeling A just because I'm really positive towards it.
I'm actually feeling A as well.
Yeah, it's just a really good horror movie. I never saw the second one, but
Eli just did very well, and we'll be talking about Eli one more time before this is done. So
yeah. He's kind of on my shit list these days, but Hostel, man.
What did he do? He did a big movie lately. He did a Borderlands movie.
I haven't seen it yet. But
wow.
He did Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh, he did Thanksgiving, but I know he's doing the Borderlands video game movie, right?
Is he?
I believe he is, yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'm a big fan of Knock Knock, and I really want to see his Death Wish movie.
I think Cabin Fever is fun as fuck, and we're going to talk about The Green Inferno later, which I think is his best movie.
So good. Anyway, I can't see the next one.
The next one's an S tier movie called Day for Night. Isabelle, why?
I'd probably put that in B tier.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. It's a good movie for Truffaut.
For Truffaut, what?
When Zach showed me the comment that was like, we're like the French new wave of YouTube. I'm like, can I just be Rivette, please? I don't want to be involved in your beef. I just want to be minding my own business off to the side. Zach is welcome to be Truffaut. Zach, you can be Truffaut.
I'll be Truffaut, and I'll also put it down to A. We'll split the difference. I saw Jane shake her head condescendingly. That's totally fair. Like, you gotta do that.
I think literally my reading I provided of Day for Night is that it is like the most like fraudulent movie ever made about making movies, but that's why I like it.
It's great. That makes it the most accurate movie about making movies. There's no sincerity in movies.
It's kind of like seeing into the mind of Spielberg, where it's just like,
well, yeah, but there's no sincerity but what you make.
Yeah, there's no, like, it's like
It's fine that that Isabelle, or I'm sorry, that Jane looks like she's taking a break for a second, because this is you and I's time. This is Who Are You? Episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which
Oh, is
I
it
love.
Buffy the S?
I love. Yeah, that's S. That's S.
Oh,
It
is
is
it
so
Buffy the
good.
S just by default? I don't really give a shit.
Like I've been faith posting on Instagram today. Follow me on Instagram, you guys. I've been faith posting all over that. That's
I
such a good
noticed.
episode. I love that episode so fucking much. Oh my god. We need to
No,
get Jane Joss Whedon pilled like a little bit, just a little bit.
it's not my proudest thing, but
I don't
yeah,
like
Buffy
Joss
is
Whedon.
goated.
Puppy is
I-
so goated.
One of my cats is named Buffy.
Nice. Well, I got faith tattooed on my arm. I love this episode. I'm glad we put it in the S tier.
Yeah.
And this one is The Other Side of the Wind.
So good.
So you would go S tier. I would go A tier.
I mean, I can accept that. It's not like my favorite Orson Welles, but it's like near the top.
It's
I feel like
fascinating.
people, I'd put in like top 5 Orson probably.
We're
It's-
rating this by we're like ranking this by like movie, not by discussion, right?
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is kind of
Okay,
vibes.
okay, because otherwise I'd put the Blair Witch Project in like C tier.
Oh, for the video.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If we were to do that, like I can pick some of these where I'm
Yeah,
like,
I just wanted to
I
make
was-
sure.
Next time we'll
Yeah.
just rank all our videos.
like my I want to redo Crash so bad, but no.
I
Other
mean,
side
if
of
I
the
could
wind
say, like, I think that the best videos with you two, I'll tell you what my favorite ones are. For Isabelle and I, it's easy. The video we did on the body for Buffy.
yeah,
is my
that's a
favorite.
strong one. I'm proud of that one.
That's a really good one. And then Jane would be actually Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for opposite reasons than the body one, because it's really
I was
funny.
gonna say,
It
did
was-
you really get like I just go to a random
Yeah,
timestamp in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and you two are like, yeah, it all started, when I was 13,
Dude, honestly, like that fucking video. Unfortunately, the audio sucks. But like Zach was over at my place at that time, and we were just like super drunk, and we were just like pretty critically analyzing this film, and then but then we just kept like going on about how like Christopher Lee is hot and stuff.
Okay, you kept going on. But that
Yes,
was such a fun
though.
time. It reminds me of like of meeting you in person and hanging out at your house. That's good stuff. The body.
Yeah.
If you went and watched the analysis Isabelle and I did of the body. I'm sorry, there's more than one woman on stream here. I'm gonna get your names mixed up. Is how I do. But if you watch the Isabelle and I video on the body, it's like really personal and super. I think we get into some really cool shit in there. That's really good. There's a lot of great Buffy analysis out there, and I'm going to sound so cocky and be like, that's up there. That's up there. There's phenomenal Buffy analysis out there, but
I was proud of that one.
that's really close to.
Other side of the wind though, really good. I'd compromise on A.
Just because I like you, Isabelle, I'll put it above. I'll put it at the top of A right now.
Yeah, it's. A lot of people give it crap for not really being finished by him, but I feel like if anything, that makes it the most Orson Welles movie of all time.
I would put it at number one, like John Huston performance too, and that's saying a lot.
Oh, easily.
Wow. He's so cool.
Oh, he's so good. He's so good. Also,
Godfather
Bogdanovich,
Coda.
I'm
Death-
sorry. man.
Probably.
What?
I would go with the A tier. B tier if we're talking about Godfather 3.
No, yeah.
I've
well, I
only
mean-
seen Coda, and it's like my favorite Godfather movie.
But where would I put it on here? Above Hostel.
Above Hostel. Yeah, that's fair.
That's fine for me.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite Coppola movies.
And it's fascinating how rearranging sequences it totally gives you a different kind of feel, and even makes
I
the
think it's
philosophy
more like-
register in a stronger way.
I think it's more just editing it into a good movie.
I literally don't know anything about the original cut. All I know is the last moment, like how in the original you actually see the death of Michael, and then the new cut you don't.
I love Sofia Coppola's performance.
Yeah, so
I don't. It's terrible.
I like Sophia.
No, come on, the romance is cute.
The romance with her first cousin's cute.
Hey,
Yes.
we've all been there.
No, no. But on that note, though, Andy Garcia was a fucking
It
revelation
really
in that
spoke to my
movie.
lived experience as the 70-year-old Don of a mob who married my cousin. You know.
Well, Andy Garcia was brilliant in it. He really had. He brought like since he is like James, he is Sonny's kid, right? He had a James Caan energy to his performance. It was.
It
Great.
would have been really funny if they like tried to make him obviously James Caan's son by once again casting someone who's so obviously not Italian. Like
just
the,
Cascot
the
Con. Like
I love how the best performance in the first movie is the least Italian looking man of all time.
he's so fucking good in that movie, though.
I
Holy
know.
shit.
It's like, man, you are delivering, and I do not believe for a second that your last name is Corleone.
He's so James Caan is fucking great.
Oh, he's the best. My favorite from him is Thief, though. Thief is like one of my favorite.
I think Sonny is such a good performer. You know, Bottle Rocket, he's actually hilarious and a bit subtle.
Oh, I
and
haven't seen
nuanced in
that. I didn't even
Like,
know
he's
he was
good.
in it.
Yeah, he's like the actual crime guy.
But yeah,
This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003.
I would say comfortably B or C.
I would
depending
say
on
if
Really?
you were rating Jessica Biel in a white tank top, it'd be S. But I think you're right.
For what it's worth, Toby would agree with you. There's this
Toby would
great
agree.
interview where Toby Hooper's talking about the remake, and he's like, "Yeah, I love that shot where it's just, you know, you sit in a theater and the whole screen is just Jessica Biel's ass." He's like, "Excellent shot," you know.
It's okay. Me and Toby are on the same fucking page.
Oh yeah, he was a horny old man.
I think that was
no,
a great. Like I was talking about it earlier. Like we had remakes of horror movies post 2001 that spoke to current anxieties, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, which was produced by Michael Bay, I think is really well done.
Yeah, this one I kind of stand by most of what we talked about in that video, which is that it's not like the greatest thing ever, and it's certainly not the original, but the original is like the best movie ever made. So it's just kind of like its own thing. I think it's like a real curiosity, and I think that in its own way is keeping in with Hooper's style, which is that it's just fascinating to watch and kind of weird. And yeah, I like it. It's not the best, but it's like compelling to watch and really of its time in a way I like.
Are you talking about Your Cult Boyfriend?
Yeah. Your cult boyfriend. Zach is very of his time in a way that's kind of weird, but I like it.
What's next here? Oh, that looks.
Oh, that's Amores Perez.
It is, but which one of you did I talk to about?
It wasn't me.
I thought no, we didn't.
It wasn't either of you. You've been
No,
tricked into an Amores Perez analysis discussion, everybody. Whoa, what do you guys think of it?
I don't even know if I've seen
Wait,
it.
are we actually?
Yeah.
I think it's a great film. I haven't seen it in like 10 years, but it's great. I'm not like the biggest. I'm not the biggest Inuyutu fan, but
yeah, but this is something.
It's great.
Else.
I love it.
This is beautiful.
I love it. I love it.
I've been telling people I'm going to make a video about this for the longest time, but like, okay, is that the end of the analysis? I'm just gonna put a little clip video together of all the times I've pulled this DVD out and said random.
I was gonna say you've been doing it a lot lately.
I know, and I was trying to trick both of you into holding my hand and saying something really cool.
Wait, have you been doing that a lot lately? I haven't been watching.
Yeah, I have been. I've been like the last beautiful postmodern movie. It's like Rossellini meets Tarantino. Like that's basically all I'd say.
Oh, so I just totally missed out on all of Isabelle's like kind of like sly, in group jokes, and I'm just like taking it completely at face value because now I'm the outsider on my own show.
I'm the younger model. I'm the newer, younger model.
What are you, like a week younger than me, Isabelle?
Yeah, okay. We're gonna get replaced soon. Zach's gonna have like some 15-year-old gay kid on the show. We're gonna get replaced.
No. Hold on.
Why do you have to paint Zach as both a racist?
Because it's part of the tradition that I say one like
okay with child labor.
I have to say at least one horrific thing about Zach per video. He regularly has to kick me for.
Well, one thing we can
I
all
like becoming
talk
obsessed
really
with your
quick
hair right
about
now.
is
I
that
don't know why.
Gael Garcia Bernal is brilliant.
Oh, he's great.
Brilliant
He's
performer.
great.
I
He's
think this is
hot.
like he's very hot, but he's also extremely talented. He's so good. He's like to me, he's like the Belmondo of the Mexican scene at this time, because he was in like Y Tu Mama Tambien, Amores Perros, Motorcycle Diaries, came over here and just fucking lit the world on fire. Like he's fucking great. I love him.
I don't have much in the way to say about Iñárritu these days, though. But
Not these days, but it's
mean,
another
I
situation. It's another Wes and Kevin situation, because like Amores Perros, Babel, 21 Grams, and I think Beautiful were all written by this guy Guillermo Jordan.
I mean,
Guillermo Jordan.
full disclosure, I fucking hate Babel, but
I don't hate Babel. It's the least interesting. Guy Gael was great in that movie, fucking strangling a chicken to death and talking about.
I haven't seen that in a long time, like about like 15 years. So I have no opinions on Babel.
I saw it by
good.
myself in the movie theater when it came out, and it was like a terrifying experience. I liked it a lot.
21 Grams was pretty cool, but I saw that like 10 years ago, so I don't.
You know what's
I would like it.
Yeah. Zach, Isabelle, you know what a great movie is?
What?
Birdman.
I actually like Birdman.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think it's incredible.
Is it because you kind of look like a bird?
No, Birdman's great. What about Beautiful? That's fucking outstanding. I don't like the Revenant.
Would you say it's beautiful?
Yeah, I don't like the Revenant, and but compare Iñárritu to like the contemporaries, to
what
Alfonso Cuarón
Malick?
and Guillermo del Toro. No, Alfonso and Guillermo. I think
what are they
leagues above.
What do they have in common?
The fact that they were all making films in Mexico at the same time, came over to America, and then all won Academy Awards for Best Director within 4 years of each other. I think that's a commonality. I'm not racist.
No comment.
That's a commonality. What the fuck are you talking
about?
No,
I agree.
And they all like degressed as filmmakers as well.
I feel like
I think Iñárritu digressed.
They did though. Okay.
Iñárritu has like the reputation as the pretentious one, which I find kind of endearing.
Well, at least he doesn't want to like
eugenics autistic people like Alfonso Cuarón.
I really love Y Tu Mama Tambien. I know you don't, Isabelle, but I hated like Roma. I don't care about Harry Potter.
I shouldn't say like I dislike it. I watched it like probably like over 10 years ago, so I don't remember it.
I like how all the Harry Potter fans like they watch like Prisoner of Azkaban and they're like, oh my goodness, this is like a really actually good movie.
Because I went from Chris Columbus to fucking an actual filmmaker.
I went from Home Alone to Y Tu Mama Tambien.
I actually really like Children of Men still.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot more when it
it's easy to forget, considering like every TV show and video game of the past like dozen years has ripped it off wholesale. But
are you against antinatalism?
No, I'm very pro it. We gotta nuke those babies. Like, oh my god.
What's the commonality? When I fucking compare Truffaut to Godard and Chabrol, no one says what do they have in common.
Well, actually, Godard is Swiss, so
fuck off.
You fucking racist.
Getting breathless over here. Yup. He is a good actor, Gael, and gets picked to act his ass off, and he delivers. Remember that fucking movie Blindness, where Julianne Moore is like the one person who's not blind during like an epidemic, and like Gael Garcia Bernal like takes over this like hospital ward and just like assaults all the women.
You're making up a fucking movie.
No, he's insane in that movie. I think the director of City of God made that movie. It's insane.
Okay.
He's great and old.
That's the only reason I want to watch Old. I want to see him.
He's stellar in it. He's stellar.
I would agree with this ranking probably. Iñárritu, Del Toro, Cuarón for sure. Del Toro's really good. It's just that he's on a loop for me. Like he's never like.
Listen, he's really good, but occasionally he just makes bad movies.
Yeah, but Kronos, his Mexican film, was great. I thought Kronos is a fun little monster movie. Devil's Backbone's my favorite that he's ever done, but yeah, he's fine.
It's very hard to hate Del Toro.
He's a lovable old goofball. Birdman is good. It is
I
good in my
like that
opinion.
time he was in a Kojima game as Dead Man.
He was. But the most refreshing thing to me about Birdman wasn't the composition or Inarritu. It was finally seeing Edward Norton give a fuck for the first time in like 15 years. I'm like, this is the guy. This is the
Oh
90s
yeah,
guy who
yeah,
I fell in love
Casually
with.
just playing himself.
But he actually was there. He was like present. I'm like, this is where you've been. I
You
hadn't seen him
can't
since
just say
25th
that.
Hour, like the real guy.
You can't just
I
say
don't know.
that.
I
You
mean,
don't
like,
know
there's-
anything about him.
There's some
Oh, that's the
tacky-
one thing that you're gonna
I know.
correct her on.
There's some tacky stuff in it, I guess, but like I don't know. I still cape for it a little bit.
I'm just gonna be real. Michael Keaton actually gave a better performance in like Spider-Man: Homecoming than in Birdman. He's not that good in Birdman.
So I'm gonna put that at the S tier for me, personally.
Saw.
Next is
I saw
Saw.
some.
Was I there for that?
No, that was a Jane and I one. And
I have
once
seen
again,
it.
we were talking about
Fortunately.
because on my channel we like to talk about like for a while we like to talk about stuff leading up to Columbine and stuff following
Yeah.
9/11. You know,
Yeah.
the good cheery
Mhm.
stuff. Saw is another one like Texas Chainsaw Massacre that provided like that was 2003, so like immediate commentary.
A tier. If Hostel's going to be an A tier, then I think Saw can be an A tier.
But I'm gonna have to put it under
Right.
Hostel though.
I
And
unfortunately
I'm fully
I got
James
into-
Wan pilled. I think James Wan's a brilliant, but like that's not my favorite of his films.
Unfortunately, I came to start appreciating James Wan like well after you guys did those videos.
We only did one on Saw. I mean, I think that the best James Wan stuff are his Conjuring films.
I really like the Conjuring movies. My favorite is what's the one he did a couple years ago with the face on the back of the head? Malignant.
Malignant. It's so good.
Yeah,
That's
I love
that
that
movie
one.
is psychotic.
Yeah,
Movie is
so you can understand
it's
why
a
that one's
superhero giallo film, or like basically, it's a superhero movie. Actually, like I feel like.
Yeah, I would say that and Saw are my favorite Wan movies, but I really like the Conjurings. Saw is great. Saw
The Conjuring is
awesome.
just like it does all this spectacle and like insincere stuff, and then Patrick Wilson whips out a guitar and plays Elvis for a nice family, and I'm like, this is fucking brilliant.
My favorite I'm someone tweeted about this like a year ago, but was that they're like, why in Saw is a big thing made about like how he was the dead guy in the center of the room? Like dude was just sitting there for like 6 hours or something. Like he was sitting there for so long just doing nothing. It's like, why? You didn't have to do that.
Give me
You
1
didn't have to
second
do that.
here. Because
What if he had to
I'm
use
gonna
the
find
bathroom?
that video real quick.
What?
Okay, so this is what I'm doing here. Let me share my screen real quick.
Quick, close the tabs.
Did you make the Saw movie?
No, I didn't. I mean, we're
private?
about to find out if I did.
Because that one's a good one.
No,
I just gonna remember he said something like offensive and then privated it in a fit
well,
of
no,
I
I
didn't
think
say
that was
anything. Don't. The only person that says things that are offensive are you.
so like,
never.
looking for a video and you can't find it. The algorithm hates me, and I have way too many videos to search through. But Jane here has a.
Oh, let's not. Let's not. No.
Where is it? Where is it? There I am.
I don't. It's not public.
Mike,
How is it? This is public. I'm looking at it right
Oh.
now.
Richard Kelly hates us too. We already lost
Where's we saw
Jamie
Saw?
Blanks. Now we
Where's Saw?
You must have privated it.
No, there it is.
maybe you made it
Oh.
up.
Is it?
Justin.
Zach's hair. Oh my god, bring it back. Bring back Zach's hair. Oh
This
man.
is public. This is public.
Oh man. That's crazy. Bring back emo Zach. Please.
That's public. But here you go. Links in the chat.
I'm begging. Grow out your
Thanks.
hair.
I think that I saw the Blair Witch Project one on that playlist too, if you're really curious. The audio is impossible to comprehend. So let's get back to this tier list.
That just means it's authentic to the Blair Witch Project.
Barely.
Wasn't that the Saw video?
Oh, the Saw video. Never mind.
Anyways,
S tier.
Titanic.
S tier.
For
Wherever
sure
you
S
guys
tier.
want.
And you know what? I'm gonna put it at the top right now.
Honestly, I'm okay with that.
I fucking
I'm-
love Titanic.
I love Titanic. I'm feeling kind of over Jim recently, but it's hard not to love Titanic.
For sure. I love it so much. Oh, we got an idea right here. Post T2 James Cameron movies are the film equivalent of Fiber. That being said, I'll still take Titanic over grown up Spielberg. Oh boy, someone brought Spielberg into the equation. What are your thoughts on Spielberg, James?
I did my psychoanalysis of
He
Steven
asked
Spielberg
me.
video in your
He
Fablemans
asked
video.
me. He's okay. He makes some good movies. He makes some good movies sometimes, but I don't like him. I think he is like a blight to cinema. And as far he's the one that's like killing it.
Isabelle put it perfectly, and I always quote her. She said, Steven Spielberg is a blockbuster film director who wishes that he was just a bleeding heart liberal. Or wait, is it the opposite? Say it.
James Cameron is a bleeding heart liberal who wishes he was a filmmaker, and Spielberg is a filmmaker who wishes he was a bleeding heart liberal.
I actually love that.
I also have this concept I've been half jokingly constructing and talking to people about, where it's like you can put anyone who's ever worked in Hollywood somewhere on this spectrum, where on one end you have James Cameron and on the other end you have Spielberg, and then in the dead center you have Toby Hooper, and then it's just everything is a spectrum around that.
True.
I forget what I called it. There's something stupid on it called like something like my parody of the Tarkovsky circle from Schrader, but it's some other director. I forget what it was. I'd have to find the drawing I made, but I did it as a joke, and I've decided to really commit to it for the bit.
But we've actually gone into James Cameron compared to Steven Spielberg in a couple different videos. If you
we did a
one,
3-fucking-hour video about it.
It's one of our favorite topics, apparently. Yeah. Also, what happened to the Lynch Bergman video and the one where you slam YouTube film critics? I didn't know that you guys paid this much attention. Those are both unlisted.
Nobody asked. Hey, listen. Nobody ever comes to my channel and asks, "Why did you unlist like the 10 of your videos?" It's only ever the fucking Star Wars one.
I'm glad you liked the Lynch Bergman video. You realize you're in the minority there, though, right? And the Slam YouTube Film Critics one.
What was going on in the Lynch Bergman one?
It was when I did those versus videos, and someone suggested David Lynch versus Ingmar Bergman. So, like,
Can
clearly,
I just say I want them both to lose?
David Lynch was a talentless fool.
Yeah, but Bergman's a talentless fool.
You're a talentless fool.
What the fuck was that? Oh my god! What?
And Lynch's best movie is Dune.
Okay. I'm glad that you love those videos. The one where I slammed YouTube Film Critics, I think it's just it's just not as good anymore. I was complaining about like the most superficial things in that, really, when you get down to it.
To be fair, though,
who are your least favorite besides me? YouTube Film Critics.
They all suck.
What?
Who are your least favorite YouTube Film Critics?
Okay,
besides
are we just? Do I have to mention all of the like alt-right, like little neo-Nazis like quartering and shit, that I don't ever watch? Yeah, they're the worst. They're the bottom of the barrel. But even like aside from that,
such low-hanging fruit though. Like anyone.
Rob Ager. At this point, he's such like a lol cow. But like Rob Ager, because I feel like he's really manipulative, because sometimes he releases like a video that's like pretty decent, analysis, but until you really pick it apart. But then he kind of reels you in. He reels you in, and then the more you watch him, you realize, wait a second, this guy's just a alt-right guy.
What hurts me the most about Rob Ager, and I know that you relate, is that you and I used to like his videos like 12 years ago.
Yeah, because he was the only person that was. I think it's because we hear like all like, oh, look how profound this movie that you like really is. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah. Oh, wow, I didn't see it that way. Yeah, you didn't see it that way because you were thinking instead of trying to look at like things on a conspiratorial level.
Real Jane heads remember the Your Movie Sucks.
Confused Matthew.
Oh yeah, your movie sucks. I've never actually watched a
The
single Your
true
Movie
Jane
Sucks.
heads remember. The
I don't know
war.
what you're talking about.
Also, we all know the real hero of YouTube film criticism is Lights Camera Jackson.
And I don't know who Confused Matthew is, Bat Devil Spawn.
He had a video saying that like Simba from like Lion King is like a terrible person.
I mean, yeah, he's a fucking monarch. Cut his
So
head
far
off.
as like the ones I like, I'll always cape for. I like Deep Focus Lens and Red Letter Media. I watch a lot of Red Letter Media. I think
I thought you said like yesterday or a few days ago that Deep Focus Lens is like an alt-right.
Well, this is awkward.
Red Letter Media is neat. They're fun. They're pleasant.
I didn't say that she was an alt-right anything. I said she's probably libertarian.
And
Oh,
he
okay.
also, just saying someone's all right does not necessarily mean he's disqualifying them.
You know, I was trying to say a nice thing.
Oh, this is dumb.
Yeah, isn't it? Bones.
Bones.
What is that? What is it?
It's Bones. It's
Zach,
a black
okay.
movie. You probably wouldn't have heard of it.
Holy shit.
Anyways.
Bones is pretty good.
A black movie?
I mean,
Yeah,
it
what do you mean
is.
by that?
I mean, it's largely black cast made by a black filmmaker with a black crew.
He's too quick on the draw. We need
Also,
Zach to
Bianca
go-
Lawson is way better than Pam. Okay, we need your
Bones is pretty good.
yo. So Pam Grier versus Bianca Lawson, Jane. Whatever. I'm gonna put it in the A tier though.
I would shoot for B, but I won't fight you on it.
I actually
S
like
tier
it.
for S tier for the next one.
I think
it's
that's
the
your
one
best
video on my
video,
channel that I
Wait,
haven't
didn't you do
actually
that
watched.
solo? Zach, didn't
Yeah,
you do
that
it
was your
solo?
best solo video, I think.
I was not in that video, chat. I wasn't in the video where they talked about both Halloween movies because I hate Rob Zombie with a passion. So they're gonna say
And you-
S tier, and
you
I'm gonna
just-
have to be like, I'll compromise and say B because that's splitting the difference, right?
That's fine. That's fine. As long as we put Slumber Party Massacre 2 in A or F.
Well, here we are.
We
I
just
forgot
watched
we
that,
did
yeah.
that one.
Man, that was when you were at my house as well, and Isabelle
like,
was like,
I agree
"Oh, I
with
wish I
that
was
double
hanging out
spawn
with you
here, by
guys."
the way. Rob Zombie's Halloween movies are basically Joker 2019 minus society memes.
Oh, y'all don't want to know my take on Joker.
Oh, I think we do now.
It's pretty solid. It's like middle of the road. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay,
not
I thought we were
that bad.
gonna-
It's not that bad. It's hardly offensive.
Okay, Rob Zombie, you gotta watch the Lords of Salem.
Lords
Like, it's a great movie.
I mean, over time I've become boring, and I've kind of settled on my favorite by him being Devil's Rejects. But
You
I
are
like-
boring.
I like that one the most, which is to say I hate it the least.
I don't
Halloween
think
2
he's
and
made
Lords
a
of
movie I
Salem.
dislike. So it's also kind of like they're all good.
I'm like whatever on House of a Thousand Corpses though.
So I'm gonna be honest about Slumber Party Massacre 2. I mean, I'm feeling C tier, but like you
Give me
you
B.
two-
That's
Give me
okay.
B.
B. Okay,
Yeah, because I quite like that movie.
I'll put it above
Yeah,
Halloween 2.
I think we mainly just like talk about films that at least you like overall.
I cannot see
Uh,
what this next one is.
Next one's Nightbreed, and I think Jane would agree that it's C
Okay,
tier.
well,
I
what
haven't
makes a movie? Hey, Bat Devil Spawn. If you're gonna call Lords of Salem and Devil's Rejects just blah, you have to elaborate on what blah means.
I mean, did Bat Devil Spawn stutter?
Which is blah, man. Yeah, no, you have to
Means
define
blah.
blah for me.
But it looks like Bat Devil Spawn's mostly on your side here. I guess they do like Halloween 2.
Okay, it's a great movie.
I think more people.
Maybe that
need
Devil
Halloween.
Spawn might respond, and then you can get into discourse.
I kind of
Yeah,
burned out.
I'm
on
just- I'm just-
Zombie a
I'm just
little bit,
kidding.
but
I'm
I
just
feel
kidding.
like
I'm just
gonna-
kidding, Bat Devil Spawn. I don't care.
Yeah, they're mediocre.
I watched so much Rob Zombie in such a short amount of time that I kind of burned out, but I feel like I'm on the cusp of a return to him. I feel myself.
I would honestly, I feel like Halloween 2 and Silence are basically the same movie.
Which is to say, okay, I liked Silence a lot more a few years ago. I think it's good, but like I'd put it at B tier at this point.
Oh, if we
I-
want to talk
I-
about hot takes,
I would
how
go
about
S.
so How about how Scorsese wasn't an important director until the year 2000?
Very true, though. Until Gangs of New York in 2002.
That movie's great.
It is, though. The Gangs of New York fucking rules. I love the U2 song.
I would go S tier, but because I'm kind of like bleh on Christianity,
You
maybe
can't
could
just
put
say
it
you're bleh on something. You gotta
on
fucking
Christianity.
explain.
It's okay. I will hold.
Put it
I
in
will
put it
valorize.
in D tier. No, put it in D tier. It's had its day.
I'm putting
As-
it in D tier because I'm done with engaging with
I
Christianity.
would put it.
as a cause.
I
No,
honestly think it's an S. No,
as-
you can have it in D. It's fine.
I'm gonna champion Christianity and say silence should be A.
Oh, we have to split the difference, and I'll at least
As-
put it at C for you.
B. Can we just settle on B? I'll give you one B
No,
and I'll
don't.
knock something later down, and that's my negotiation.
Okay, Ginger Snaps.
A.
C, B or C. It's good. I mean, it's
I really
okay.
like it. I think I should have doubled down on the trans reading, to be honest.
I think
should have
it's
thought you
top.
hard.
Oh, okay. It's like I mentioned that and you're like, nah, Jane, just and then you
I should have doubled. I should have fought harder, but I didn't feel like beefing at the time. But
fought harder against your own point.
I think it's a lovely film. I put it at the
Is
top.
this what I think it is?
I'm surprised Zach
It's-
doesn't like it more.
Well, because there's a movie I would compare it to all the time that we haven't got to yet that I would have to put much higher.
Speaking of
What is
Christianity-
comfort horror? What does that mean? Isn't horror supposed to be like more like discomforting?
Oh no,
Depends on the
So what-
movie, but
What does it mean? Bad horror?
no comfort horror. I think that like it largely postmodern horror. Postmodern horror is just teen movies where they die. Like it's pretty comforting, actually.
I'm-
Like that's part of what the horrific aspect of it. Like I like that.
I'm the wrong
context.
person
For
to ask.
context of it, for everyone judging me right now, just know that I'm a little bit under the influence.
Literally, no one is judging you. You're making up a beef with Bat Devil Spawn.
Although
you
you-
just
on
keep
the subject-
disagreeing with them.
on the subject of beef with Jane and also Christianity, New Nightmare.
Oh God, I vote D tier.
I say
I'm
D
going
tier. I say D tier because they go to hell on it.
That's that seems like a reason to bring it to S tier, but I
No,
don't know.
you told me before it wasn't hell.
I it's not my favorite Wes Craven, and I really like Wes Craven, but it's pretty good.
Oh,
It's
Moment of
another
silence.
instance of him making Scream before Scream happened. So
moment of silence for Wes Craven.
If you wonder why we think it's funny to say "Rest in Peace, Wes Craven," is because Jane and I were watching like other film tubers talk about stuff, and it was Robin Williams who they talk about all the time. And still to this day, when they bring up Robin Williams, they'll go "Rest in peace," even though that shit happened years and years ago.
is
Like,
that where the joke came from?
Yeah, that's where the
I thought
joke really
Jane was
came
just
from.
doing that for shits and giggles.
No, it wasn't that morbid. It was the idea that like, why is like it was every single other film tuber's like, and Goodwill Hunting, Robin, R.I.P. R.I.P. And it's like that happened so long ago. Are we always gonna
Wes
be
Craven,
whatever?
rest in peace.
But I say D tier. I believe that Isabelle would say A at least. So we'd have to
No,
split the difference.
I'm feeling C. It's not my favorite Wes Craven movie, and if anything, I think he's severely underrated among us.
D
But
tier it is.
D.
2-1.
I would go like probably C tier.
Oh my god. damn.
Judging by what films we're looking at.
oh, I thought we were on to
Yeah,
Eclipse.
it's not D tier. Come on.
Yeah, Eclipse is my second to last.
No, we're on Breaking Dawn
Oh, Breaking
Part
Dawn, then D.
2.
It's my least favorite Twilight movie.
Yeah, I don't like Breaking Dawn Part 2 too
It's
much.
not my favorite. It's pretty boring.
But
Hi ML. I'm glad that you're here.
oh, I love ML. It's good to see you again. We're about to talk about In the Mouth of Madness.
S.
I'd say A for sure,
I haven't seen it.
but I'll go S. I'll go S.
Carpenter.
I'll go D tier.
No, I'll go S. Carpenter's fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
I'll go
Carpenter's
S.
incredible, and that's one of his best movies. I think.
Yeah, for sure. And we're gonna talk
Also,
about
of course,
Carpenter again.
The first appearance of Anakin
I like New-
Skywalker.
I like New Nightmare, Bat Devil Spawn. I do.
New Nightmare is too reverent of the art and importance of storytelling to be postmodern in the way other 90s horror are, I think. I think Bat Devil
It's
Spawn is
still
so accurate, so
postmodern.
right.
No,
I
it's
like
still postmodern though.
That
Like
almost makes me like New Nightmare
just
more.
because it's
yeah, Isabelle likes less intelligent forms of postmodernism. Less articulate ones.
I mean,
it is fun to see that Wes Craven is at least experimenting with that sort of ideology a few years before he would go on to really, along with Tarantino, define it for the next 10 years.
I mean, have you seen Shocker?
No, I haven't.
It's basically just Scream, and it's way more in depth than New Nightmare, in my opinion.
Is it as spiritual as Scream?
I'd argue it's more. Although we joke, but
I now remember like Jane being so mad, going, "Where is God in Scream?" Like I remember
there is no God in Scream.
No, that's the answer.
You want to know how forward thinking Shocker is? They also do the thing there where the bad guy is defeated by his face getting thrown into a TV screen. And a TV screen that gets crushed on the villain's head. They stole that for Scream. They repeated it.
Oh no!
Yeah, but Scream is all about stealing and like super impositions. Like that's literally what.
You know what else is about that? Shocker.
I'm sure it sucks.
It's really good.
Hey,
I'm sure it's Scream.
New Moon.
This is New Moon, which I think S tier personally.
S tier, easy, easy.
What
it's just a movie about me.
It's so fucking good. Michael Sheen steals the entire film in the last 10 minutes. It was so fucking good.
C tier.
Zach and I, that actually had one of my favorite like mini convos within a convo Zach and I had, which was about the part where Anna Kendrick is like, I hate all this postmodern bullshit in movies. The zombie doesn't represent anything. It's just a fucking zombie. It's not capitalism. It's a fucking zombie.
And that's the movie telling you how to read it. Like, don't read into it.
It competes with the first one for being my favorite Twilight movie. I really love New Moon.
I'm gonna have to put it at S. I'm sorry, James.
I love New Moon.
So good.
I am so glad, Zach, that this stream is just a ranking because when I saw the topic before I joined, I was like, oh, do I have to like be prepared to like talk about like capitalist theory and like Marxist theory and stuff? That's what I thought could be like.
I genuinely thought it was going to be like you two talking about how film is dead, and I was prepared to like come in unannounced into the stream and just say.
I was saying it's not dead. I think it's just, but like whatever.
Although I kind of made my case for that in the Scream 2 video.
I think people's the one thing I'll say about people. Hey, wait, one moment. I think when people say that film is dead, they often I think it often just like speaks to the fact that they're just looking at it from a more obvious capitalist perspective, whereas like in general, it's been like this for a while. You just now notice.
That's how it's dead. There's not even a death rattle.
Yeah, so it's
entirely irrelevant.
Yeah, it's been dead. If it's dead now, then it's been dead for a long time, but people just think that it's alive.
I think the only reason someone would say film is dead is one, if they only think Hollywood is the only movies that exist, and two, if they never watched Pedro Costa or good art after 1980.
Yeah, but you'd have to like prove to me that that's relevant, that makes any change whatsoever. That informs
that's the other thing. It's
all.
like, whoa, we're just like kind of everyone's just like jacking off saying whether they think film is dead or not. It's like it doesn't care if like who cares. The better question is film art? Those are more relevant questions. I forget which critic said it.
Yeah, but is art supposed to be relevant, or is it just supposed to exist?
Well, no, there were. I forget which critic said it, but someone said we don't even know what film is yet. So how can we talk about if it's alive or dead?
We know what film is.
No, we don't.
We don't.
No, we don't. TikTok exploded.
TikTok's not film. TikTok I don't understand why you keep saying that TikTok's film.
My kind of argument for it.
It's the replacement of film.
It's its own thing. It's better than film at this point.
But my argument for it is just that everyone talks about how important stuff like Battleship Potemkin is, but then no one's actually ever once applied stuff from it. So why are we still talking about it as if we figured it out?
I mean, Brian De Palma did.
I was doing something, Isabelle, with Battleship Potemkin.
Until I see it, it's not real.
Did you
But-
see the
saw it.
Untouchables where De Palma literally does the Odessa staircase
Yeah, but
sequence
it's more
in a
complicated
Chicago
than
train?
just like
No,
showing
no, no,
the
no. Yeah,
staircase
but
shit.
no. The only person to really
funny.
utilize it, I think, is Dennis Hopper with Easy Rider and that drug trip scene, and George Lucas with Revenge of the Sith.
Even then, that's I feel like there's
Closest
bigger
thing.
advancements that have been made. And
Oh, absolutely. But they need
if
to,
anything, I would say
you know.
the only one who's actually pulled from Eisenstein even are like Hollis Frampton and Michael Snow, maybe.
I think
Okay, well,
film-
okay, that's a
film's going
different
the
realm
way
that
of
you're
Magic
talking
Lantern
about.
shows, bro.
Have you
Like,
guys seen Scream
film's
2?
dead. I
Hey.
think that to hold on to film is pathetic. Let it go. It's done. It had its time.
No.
Magic Lantern shows did too. Like, it's fine.
This
Well,
is
what do you
literally-
mean? Let it go, because the
This is
medium
literally
still
the
alive.
argument
People
that-
To
still
hold
make
on
movies.
to it like this is just so pathetic.
People
Like,
still
why
make
are we?
movies.
Why
I
are
think-
we?
I
Because
think-
we
I think
have a
you're looking-
reverence for
I think
it.
you're looking at the industry. I think you're looking at the industry. Oh,
I'm
the
not.
film industry should.
I
is
literally
dead,
haven't
just let
said
it
anything
go.
about the
But then you're
industry.
conflating the medium with the industry. So which
I
one is
haven't
it?
said anything about capitalism.
Can I
you
say you're
moron.
both wrong?
I haven't even said capitalism in this discussion.
Can I say you're both wrong, and also say that this is literally the debate Zach and I had in our Scream 2 video?
True. And
Where
then
I argue
Isabelle
for,
said
like,
she's
the
that dog
braving
in
the
that meme that's like
purgatorial-
everything's fine.
I argue for braving the flames of cinema and making it work. I mean, I don't know. I think it's silly to say it's dead when it's only existed for like 130 years.
That's a long fucking time. What are you talking
not.
about?
Cave painting existed for like thousands of years.
And it still
Well,
exists.
By the way,
It's
it
dead.
probably wasn't just on the caves. Also, it's probably on
Yeah,
the trees
exactly.
and everywhere.
It's-
You
But
know?
what if we're
I bet you-
entering
I bet
like a
you nature just
post-art
look like
age?
art.
I don't know. Like, we could be entering something really fucking cool.
Oh, I mean, we entered post art when Warhol started making stuff. We've been new.
Art.
Like,
Let me
because
read this hot take real quick.
Warhol, because pop art and in general that whole era initiated the era where art doesn't necessarily need an artist anymore, and we're already seeing that with like AI shit. So it's like, I don't know, this is old hat discourse.
Are you gonna call AI shit art now?
Oh, I didn't say I like it or not, or that it's good or not. I just said that with
Mhm.
Warhol, we saw the start of stuff where like there doesn't have to be a singular artist creating the art or in charge of it. That's the whole point. I mean, the whole point of his films is that he's barely even in control.
Is that why
Scream 2 is good.
Wait, hold
Scream
on. I
2
want to read this hot take. Hot take. Carpenter rarely makes movies that work all the way through, but the
No, that's
unabashed,
wrong.
unpretentious genre of craftsmanship makes his films likable regardless of those larger flaws.
No, that's wrong.
No,
But to be fair, I hate how most people talk
I
about
agree,
John
though.
Carpenter anyway. If I have to hear about Howard Hawks in a John Carpenter analysis one more time, I'm going to kill somebody. So
in terms of Eisenstein, wouldn't Orson Welles with Other Side of the Wind have some truck? What about Oliver Stone's 90s movies like JFK, Natural Born Killers, and Nixon?
No, actually, Bazan gets into that because what makes Orson significant is that he integrates like 5 different schools of thought for film and like all at the same time. Often, like he's like Citizen Kane is significant to people because he's doing like the Soviet shit at the same time as he's doing the Hollywood shit, at the same time as he's doing neo-realist shit, and he's doing it all in one movie, and that's why people liked it. In that way, Orson's almost like the first kind of postmodern artist before modernism even got big.
Dude.
Like,
if I had to make a
Orson-
list of the best postmodern films, like F for
like,
Fake would be there.
Consider that in like Citizen Kane, it starts with like a newsreel. There's
Sure.
like fast cutting, but then there's also these laborious long takes out of Ordette, before Ordette even happened. So he's Orson's kind of like in.
Am I too loud, by the way?
No,
No,
you're not.
you're fine.
Only when you
Um,
disagree with me.
What's something new? What's something new or more that you each believe the medium of cinema can do?
Ethics.
I think
What did you say?
I think films should continue to experiment, and I would. Isabelle brought up like Michael Snow and Hollis Frampton, and I think if films are trying to keep continuing, kind of like asking what is film and keep pushing it further, I think what film should be is like kind of like maybe a band, like maybe leave behind kind of the old way of how we're watching film. I feel like film should incorporate multiple actual screens more, like to require like a multi kind of like dimensional, multi kind of and installations and stuff. Like I think I prefer like that's how film should be headed. Industry should die, and then like we should head towards that. I want more James Bennings out there.
I want more Pedro Costas. I want, because what makes him unique is that he said, you know what, I'm sick of the fucking production process. I'm tired of trying to convince people to give me money and have to make concessions in order to make what I want. I'm tired of scripts. I'm tired of script supervisors. I'm tired of like hiring professionals, actors and stuff. I just want to build stuff.
I think people. I would argue that what true postmodernism is not found so much in the big studio films. I think it's just an approximation. I think true postmodernism in film is when you have an independent like production where people are not following kind of the traditions of how to like produce films. Like, so I think the Blair Witch Project out of all these films is probably the most postmodern. Of course, it's self-referential, I
mean,
but I don't think it makes it more interesting than Scream 2. I think that it's more interesting when the industry
disagree, because Scream 2 still
you didn't even let me say why.
Yeah, let Zach.
You just let me say
because I was going to say something similar to what Zach's getting at. I think because I think we should be suspicious of associating postmodernism with net good. So
yeah,
with net good, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh no, it just kind of sounded like it's like if
no. I'm talking about the production.
But another thing that's interesting is when a philosophy becomes trendy. Like I like that. I think it's interesting when a corporation, when the industry
found footage became trendy.
No, I'm not talking about found footage. I'm talking about what happened before.
No, he means like the ideology of it, like how like
it was every day. It was normal speak. It was everything. It was so ingrained in youth culture that like it was everywhere. It was all we had in music and in movies.
I feel like kind of similar, but I kind of just more broadly like I'm interested in what becomes like recaptured into the norm, like how I think this is why I have more of an academic than a legitimate genuine interest in Spielberg, is that he's kind of bizarre because he keeps like taking shit that's stupid and idiotic and then manages to make money off of it. And he manages
it to be even more stupid and idiotic.
Yeah, he's kind of like, what if the dumbest guy of all time commanded culture and had it like fucking Thanos, like controlling the universe. And it's like, bro, you're an idiot. Why are you in charge of everything? But it's like he keeps getting away with it. And I think it has to do with like the industry keeps finding ways to profit off things that go against it in some way. Because like he's an idiot. His movies aren't coherent, and yet they make that profitable.
And yet so many people connect with it too.
It's incoherent and it doesn't make any sense and it's ridiculous and kind of
which might even like imply that there's something about mass audiences that's incoherent and doesn't make sense within like their wants.
This is why I like Tobe Hooper's my favorite director when half of his movies aren't even that good.
Yeah, thanks.
But also I would write a book about every single one of them. This is why I think more people should put movies they give like 3 stars out of 5 to in their top 10.
Moonlight Orange, Spielberg drags himself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of bored of Spielberg these days, but all the
finally,
I love Scream 2. I don't care what you guys are saying. It's one of my favorite movies. I love Scream 2 to death.
He's still kind of a hyperfixation of mine, just because he's like emblematic of the whole film culture.
You'd put Scream 2 in C tier? Like,
yes.
Really?
Yeah, I would. I would put Scream 1 and B tier. So
I
think at least Isabelle
is being charitable.
I'm feeling weird, but give Zach what he wants.
Give me what I want.
I've been mean enough to Zach. As long as we make an F category for X, because I fucking hate that movie.
Oh yeah, it's going at the bottom.
I hate Ty West. Oh my god,
that was awful. Scream 2 is brilliant. If I could just say something real quick on Scream 2, I think it's fucking masterful, and I sometimes I think it's better than Scream 1. Sometimes Scream 4. I wish we talked about that one. That one's like massive.
I got confused because I think Jane was talking about X and Zach was talking about Scream 2 again, and I was like, bro, what's happening?
I was talking about X. Yeah.
Go on about X.
I don't have anything now.
Oh. I thought you were saying something about it, and I was like,
"Yeah, I was just about like I thought it looked okay. That's all."
The daytime shots are pretty decent, but the nighttime shots, I was in a dark room and I literally could not see the screen.
We thought it looked okay too, but my god, it's fucking awful.
All right, what's the next one?
The
Vampires.
next one is John Carpenter's
Haven't-
Vampires.
It's
haven't
like my
seen that.
least favorite John Carpenter movie, which still means it's pretty good, but it's
I-
not like my favorite thing.
I actually like really like.
Yeah,
I would
think
do
that's
end of
me
A.
personally.
There's something so likable about it to me, and it might be just
Mhm.
James Woods being sloppy and slimy. It might be Carpenter's beautiful composition of like, remember that sequence where they're like hooking the vampires and like dragging them out by the truck. Like,
I like that it does the Mission Impossible one thing of introducing this cast of characters and then immediately killing all but one of them off.
Yes,
Which
and
is
the
pretty
chick
funny.
from
But now we're
Twin
back
Peaks
to
was
real
brilliant
movies
in
that
that.
Jane and I can talk about.
Halloween. I would
Even though
honestly,
even though rap has many misfires, I think the original culture of rap does foster a healthy mindset for young, serious artists.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, are you also in a different live stream or more so than supposed?
I have
more
no
serious?
idea where that came from. Did one of you say something in the comments about how rap isn't real?
Okay, go on, Jane.
I think this is a joke about how you said we were going to do a series on rap because it would be really funny for three white people.
Is that it? Oh yeah, because X, of X, right? Because X was one part of that series.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about Devil Spawn.
I was so confused.
Halloween 1, it's okay. I would say low B.
That's fair. I really like it. I think people don't
Halloween
give
2 is
this
a lot
enough
better.
credit though.
Halloween 2 is a lot better.
I kind of hate when people use the argument that it stops being interesting in the second half when it just becomes a reiteration of the first one, because that's like completely misses the point that
it's just like recontextualized, you know?
Yeah, it's recontextualized.
And you know
by the
what?
first half, and it takes on a darker.
Michael was way better in the Rob Zombie films than.
I hate that you think that. Like so much.
I mean, for what it's
so
worth,
much better.
These days,
but even Isabelle has described Michael as this like Lovecraftian being that like you're not supposed to be able to understand the psychology of, and yet Carpenter forces you to assume it in POV shots. Doesn't Rob Zombie defeat that purpose?
Well,
I don't understand your psychology.
I'm a champion of nothing is sacred too, though. So,
okay, true.
I say
that's
like,
postmodernism.
Yeah,
I think Halloween 1. I think the original Halloween is like.
Well, that's why postmodernism has no net value.
Modernist as fuck.
I have had to defend for some reason Carpenter's Halloween more than any other Halloween movie recently for some reason, because I guess the Zoomers don't like it anymore. But I keep having to back it, but I think people are just like bored by it being like perceiving it as like a formalist exercise when it's like way more complicated than that. But I think that's in general people not giving Carpenter enough credit for his ideas beyond his form, which is a tale as old as time. But no wonder he switched to music to make way for Catherine Hardwicke to make one of the 10 greatest movies of all time, Twilight.
So, I'm harsher on the first one. Remember, I wasn't like really into it. Like New Moon, I loved, and Breaking Dawn 1, I loved.
The first one's the best one.
It might be my favorite. It's either Twilight 1 or New Moon is my favorite.
So maybe you have to rewatch that one. I know you weren't into it as you were first watching it, but you know.
It's the one I've seen the most, to be fair. So
what would you put it at, you guys?
Me?
I have no idea because I'm comparing it to like the other, you know, and
this
like,
is such a weird like your cult boyfriend's collection of movies.
But like, do I think it's better than like, because you have one of the Twilights in S tier that I would not put there, and I'm just thinking like, well, do I put Twilight against Silence?
If I were ever invited to do Sight and Sound, I would do like the most big brain choices I could, and then do like number 7 Twilight every time, easily, no question. Like,
I mean, I could go to B. That's where I'd probably put. I probably put it in C. I could go to B.
I love Twilight.
Yeah, you go to A.
No.
I will push for going as high as you're willing to let it go as The Man with the Mouse.
End of A. End of A because
break for Palo Alto because I don't care enough.
S.
You don't like Palo Alto?
Oh no, it's pretty good actually. I like it.
I thought Gia Coppola did extraordinarily
I just like don't have enough to say about it, and I'm not gonna make it.
Gia Coppola was so good in that. I'm feeling though B, Jane. Feeling B for Palo Alto, to be honest.
Can we go A then?
Yeah, we can do A. Oh, for Emma Roberts, we'll do whatever.
Yeah, okay. S tier for Emma Roberts.
S tier for Emma Roberts.
What's the next one?
I adore the first Twilight and the New Moon, the love triangle and I love New Moon. New Moon's brilliant stuff. And early rap encouraged expression of talent and the idea some had more talent than others, as opposed to academic settings, which encourage more non-judgmental criticism where not much is at stake. Done talking about rap as a comparison now. Do you have any thoughts on that, Jane?
I think I'm getting really high.
Okay, well, I always on the subject of rap, I always thought that like hip hop was one of the most like postmodern forms of music, considering it largely gave voice to the seemingly voiceless, and also in order to create beats, like you have to deconstruct pre-existing songs. So I always really liked that. A lot of talent, a lot of cool philosophy involved there. We have to wait for Isabelle now, though. Crash is next, so gotta let Isabelle.
I might crash.
You might crash. You feeling pretty high right now?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, I'm okay.
Wasn't James Spader pretty hot in Crash?
Okay. Did you ever see that clip where he was like asked like why like about like nudity in it or something? And then he was like,
remind me though.
I can't. Why don't you just look it up? Just look up James Spader Crash. Like, I think it's good.
Yeah, I forgot what he said. It was fucking great though.
It was. I think it's better to show it than for my under the influence like ass.
Yep, found it. Give me a sec. 1 second here.
I know he put Crash low. I know he did. What did I miss?
A lot of people asked me last night as I was talking about the film.
I love this clip.
This film is a very unconventional film, but one of the conventional things about it is that there's more female. Well, let's put it this way: the women get more naked than the men, and I'm wondering why that is. Is it a contractual thing or an artistic thing?
I don't actually think that's true. I think James is pretty naked in the film. I have to say. I
don't want to get crass. The asked to me is, why is there no male frontal nudity? And was that an issue, and was that a contractual thing?
No, I don't think it was ever a question, really. I mean,
I can address that.
He can address that.
I think that has more to do with geography than anything else. In most of the scenes, we were fucking, and when you're fucking, you don't see the penis.
I love him.
He's great.
He's so fucking hot.
You know, I think
he is. I was just saying that, isn't he?
I think the best. Zen Adventures is a great movie.
I think I've said before though that I don't think any human being has ever been more attractive than in a film than Elias Koteas in Crash.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about me.
No, Elias Koteas. Sorry, you're not like a middle-aged balding man in a tight black shirt.
At the risk of sounding really straight here, what's her fucking name? I'm a little Arquette, one of the Arquettes.
Oh yeah, I'm having a moment. Is it
with the leg brace? Like her and James Spader in that car with the leg brace. Now that David Cronenberg let me know that I have some perversions.
Oh, Crash would be S tier.
Crash is like maybe the only like if I were to say like movies that have changed my life, it would just be Crash and Eyes Wide Shut, basically.
I put it at number 3 on the list.
Like, yeah, it made me reevaluate a lot of things about myself.
Have either of you seen The Zone of Interest? It's a lot like Crash
movie.
In that it's exceptional in their unconventional qualities, although the themes are somewhat monotonous. I haven't seen it. But yeah,
I think it's a great movie.
It's
Green Inferno.
It's not Crash.
Oh, Green Inferno. Let's go with A.
Yeah, I think it's better than Hostel, so I have to put it at A.
Really?
I go either way with those two, to be honest.
They're pretty close.
Green Inferno. If you
like, I'm
not completely uncritical of Green Inferno. If you want to hear my thoughts, go to video where
Yeah.
we talk about it.
Did we do one, Zach? Did you and I also?
No, you didn't.
No, we
It was
didn't.
just me.
Oh,
But just
I
me and
thought it was
Zach.
one of those ones where you did one with Jane and then like the next day just did it again.
No, that was
Nope.
disturbing behavior.
I got the like Zach sloppy seconds, so it's like I had to.
That was disturbing behavior for no reason.
Oh yeah, that was disturbing behavior. A movie that I still cannot remember a single scene from.
Because it's such a good experience. Eclipse. I like it more than Isabelle does.
Is that
Yeah,
the
you
second or
do.
third one?
It's
Well, I have a little crush on Bryce Dallas Howard, but
Oh.
plus the kid who played Riley, the Riley character, like fascinated me. Right? His name's Riley, right? Her right hand man.
I don't know.
I really don't know.
Give me
It's-
a second.
It's just so mundane. I don't know.
I really liked it.
I feel like it just exists to get to Breaking Dawn from New Moon and make you feel like more time passed between them just casually dating and suddenly getting married. It's like we got to have some space in there so it's not totally ridiculous. It does have one of my favorite things in the series, which is Jasper suddenly becoming Southern. For like
yeah, dude.
the
Oh
whole
my
first
god.
two movies, Jasper has like a normal, like generic American accent, but then in the third one, they have to introduce that he was part of the Texas Cavalry in the Civil War, and he's suddenly like, I was in the Texas Cavalry, and he's like suddenly talking with like a Texas accent. I'm like, bro,
Oh my god, it's so
like what the
fucking
fuck?
good.
It's so weird, but I
fucking
also
good.
love
This
it's
to me,
so
this
funny that one of the
more
Cullens was a
interesting
Confederate
about-
soldier, though, and they try really hard to be like, no, he wanted to prove himself as a man by joining the Confederates. It's like, no, he just hated, he just was racist, bro. Like, it's okay.
this is one of the more interesting characters
Hello,
in the whole series
Kylon.
for me. I loved this character, which is why I think Eclipse is like a little bit better than we.
Oh, there's
Mhm.
also one other little thing I like about it, which is I think that's the one where they get into like Edward's backstory as like killing people he thought was bad, and there's this like vaguely homoerotic subtext to him only killing men and like only going after men to like hide himself or something. It's like really weird. There's like I never know what's going on in Stephanie Meyer's head. She's cooked, but
For
it's
that,
not
I
my
have
favorite
to
one.
go.
I hate the shot. It's an ugly looking movie. It's just I don't like it.
All right, I'll put it at the top of C then. I get you really don't like it, but I liked it. And Breaking Dawn, I'll put it top of B.
S tier.
S tier. Okay.
The Cronenberg movie of the Twilight series.
It takes
It's-
no.
It is, I would say, bar none, the most insane Twilight movie, the most coked out Twilight movie.
That Devil Spawn, your take on rap in cinema is actually quite fitting, though seemingly odd on the surface. Never thought about it before. There's definitely a rabbit hole there. So, Bat Devil Spawn, you have someone who agrees with you. Excellent. Hello. Eclipse is good. Bella died in rebirth like Jesus or something. Sex is death in a whole fantasy level. Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
And
I feel like that gets more like analyzed though in New Moon, where she literally has like a fetishistic death drive.
well, that's why New Moon is the best, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it might be my favorite. I think.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had a lovely time doing that video with you, Jane, but I think it's like the top of the D tier movie.
I mean, okay, yeah, but with that said, I would put the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory at like F tier compared to that.
All right, I'll put it at the end of C tier then.
I'm not enough of a.
I don't know. I was gonna go with D tier as well.
I'm not enough of a wonker to like really care where we put.
We had a
them.
fun time.
who
We did, and I like Tim Burton. I'm not ashamed of
who
that.
up Wonkin. I actually
Honestly,
kind of
rap
crave for
started
this
out as
era of Burton. So.
Party music. Most music is entertainment. Doo-wop songs in the 50s and 60s had extremely nonsensical lyrics. All right.
I don't know about any of this rap stuff. No, in terms of like what they're all saying about it.
The parallel between hip hop. This is what we're talking about now. Okay, you ready?
What?
The parallel between hip hop and
I'd
the
rather do this
potential.
than disturbing behavior.
I love this, Emily. I love it.
The parallel between hip hop and potential, as well as misgivings of cinema, reminds me of Maya Daren's frustration with film's dependency on sequential representation versus true image making.
That's
Either
fair.
of you know much about
That's
that?
strong.
I like
That is
Maya Deren
pretty
a lot.
strong, I will say.
I'll have to think about that comparison a little bit more, but
No, I think that
Maya Daren's great.
That's fair.
that's a good point. No, I've had conversations with ML. She's like super smart. So I remember Zach's videos on Tim Burton, and I've noticed Burton has become a target of video essayists, calling him a bigoted, self-pitying incel.
He probably is.
My deep dark secret is I like his Alice in
Wait,
Wonderland
hold,
movie.
well, hold on. I'll do an Isabelle argument, and that's why he's good.
He's good. Yeah, exactly.
But no, I remember that
Yeah,
interview,
we're
right, where
catching
Tim Burton
on.
was asked like why there aren't too many black people in his movies, and he's like, "It's not part of my vision."
I really like Batman Returns.
Batman Returns rules. We're actually going to talk about Tim Burton later.
It's like my favorite movie that has nothing to do with the character whose name is in the title.
I like Maya Deren.
Yeah, Maya Deren's great. Maya
Yeah.
Deren's incredible.
I'd actually like to talk more about. I've never actually thought about even covering her before. That
It's
actually looks like a
cool.
stylist substance video. Why don't you cover
Probably.
her? Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't uploaded in like a year, or at least like
True.
consistently.
For some reason, I've just grossly ignored her on my channel. I love her. I've always forget she exists. To be honest,
Jane started
so.
taking those like
Why?
advertisements.
Emily's so sweet. I love Emily's like feedback.
Jane started taking those like corporate advertising deals and stopped making videos. What a sellout, you know.
I mean, I wish. No, it's more that I've just been like
No, that's
having
fair.
financial shit to
No,
deal
that's
with.
totally.
And
fair.
also, I prefer making films or video art, whatever you want to call it.
I'm gonna let Jane and I keep talking about this while Zach just puts disturbing behavior where he's gonna put it, and we can just move forward.
Did you put it in S tier?
Yeah.
Wait, is that the last? Is that the end?
No.
No.
God.
Oh,
Next is-
okay.
Next is a
No.
fucking D tier movie of ever. I love disturbing behavior. We all know I do. But next is a D tier movie called Andre.
No,
Rublev.
you should. Can you?
Andre
create-
Rublev rocks.
No. Zach, can you create an F tier?
No, I'd have to like.
No,
You
can
just
with
press
the
on
settings.
the little option
Yeah.
button on the D tier slide and hit add below, and then change the.
Oh wait, hold on. We don't have. We just have F now.
Fair enough. I mean, like D tier and F tier and C tier. Like, what's the fucking difference?
Okay,
Andre
I'd probably put Andre Rublev in S tier if I were to be
What?
nice about it, but for the sake of the video, F tier.
Thank you. It's
As-
going in the F tier.
as the
Just below
person who
Charlie and the
decided-
chocolate. Factory.
Tarkovsky deserves more criticism. Every fucking director sculpts time.
I actually my take on Tarkovsky
I
is
didn't
more
expect that as
like
the criticism. I'm sorry. I didn't expect someone to go, everybody sculpts time. You're not special, bro.
well. I
You
don't
can
know. I like the
sculpt, you
book
can sculpt time through montage.
I like that book because he directly attacks Eisenstein, and I'm always here for
Oh
someone.
no. I love Tarkovsky as a filmmaker, but it's more like he
I think
said so much stupid shit about other filmmakers and like filmmaking that I think he's just like a Christian propagandist.
Yeah, and that's why
like-
he's good.
Okay.
As
Well, yes, actually it is because he's a very masterful filmmaker.
Let me be real: is that like I think all he was really doing was just reiterating things Andre Bazin said like all the time, and he's just saying like I agree with Bazin, and I think
I'm Tarkovsky.
Yeah, Tarkovsky. Like sculpting time is basically just what is cinema, but with stuff added to it to account for
Yeah,
like.
I'm not. Don't take me too seriously right now.
Yeah. But also, more to the like criticizing Tarkovsky thing. My take is more actually that I think people should read him better, and that would be more productive because.
How do you mean?
Tarkovsky is one of those filmmakers that, of which there are many, where like I would pull Kubrick, for example, in this category too, of people who like is way too popular, but people have like the worst takes imaginable about why he's good. And anytime I read someone say this is why like Tarkovsky or Kubrick is good, I'm like, I think you're a dumbass. I think he's good for completely different reasons. And
I could see that. And
like
don't get me
people,
wrong.
it's one of those things
There's a
where
lot
people
of
just reiterate
there's
that
a
they
lot
think
of-
he's good because they heard other people say he's good, and so they don't.
No.
actually-
Honestly, that's how it is. It's groupthink, and nobody wants to be the person to criticize, unless they want to be a contrarian asshole about it.
This is why like when I see stuff that's like actually well written analysis about like Tarkovsky or Stanley Kubrick or whoever, I'm like, wow, this is blowing my mind. I'm not used to people actually speaking intelligently about these directors.
I want you to watch my video on Andre Rublev and give feedback.
Yeah,
I just
probably
talk about
can.
why
I
it's
haven't
an
watched it in,
insult
like,
movie.
I think I last watched Andrei Rublev like 8 years ago. I think I still own it. I lent it to a friend at
It's
one
a-
point
it's
with
a-
Solaris, and I don't think he ever gave it back. But
Yeah.
I
I don't
still
want.
think
I don't want the
Solaris is
chat.
great.
oh,
Solaris
I
is
love
so
Solaris, which is funny because it's Tarkovsky's least favorite Tarkovsky movie.
And like I said before, that's his fucking problem and not mine.
Well, I think it was just he didn't like the production process. He didn't think he had enough control.
It's a really good movie. Solaris still holds up. I'm afraid to watch Stalker again because, like, I guess my own personal philosophy has changed so much. I don't really respond to a lot of what Tarkovsky was telling me, which is weird because I respond to Malick pretty well, and I would compare them to each other philosophically. But
Yeah, that's why there was a period of time where I was like 18 or 19. I was like super anti Eisenstein and like super pro Tarkovsky and Malick, and now I've kind of totally reversed on that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, we just grow. I mean, that's one of the coolest things about all art is that it can mean
Well,
different things to us at different times, and that
it's
might sound
also
corny, but it's cool.
it's also because I think at that point in time I was the exact person I was criticizing. When I was like 20 years old, I was talking about Tarkovsky in a way that now would make me throw up because I'm like, you don't actually know what you're talking about. You're not saying anything of substance about this guy. And it's okay to say you don't understand what he's doing. But when I was 20, I didn't want to do that. So, you know.
Oh, hi, Jane.
Hi, Jane.
So, our biggest fan is a director called Jamie Blanks.
I'm so sorry.
He's like the one
Jamie.
director who really did not like our video that Isabelle and I made about him.
He didn't even
said
watch
so
it.
publicly.
What's
This is like the greatest shame of my life is that like I spent an hour
and he told like a
championing-
mutual that he didn't like it, so we both had to see that he hated. He said that I bullied him personally.
It's like it's one of those things where it's like I wouldn't care as much if it was anyone people actually cared about, but it's like, bro, I was championing someone that no one in the history of talking about movies has ever given a fuck about, and I actually gave you the time of day, and you're mad about it.
Like spoiler alert, I'm putting it at the top of the A tier. I still think it's fucking great.
Oh, I
Like,
love that
it's
movie.
such a good movie.
It's
I just need to
pleasant.
satisfy something nerdy about myself. Talk amongst yourselves for a second while I find this.
Any other thoughts on Tarkovsky, Jane?
Okay, listen. I don't want the chat to think that like I'm like a Tarkovsky hater. It's more like he was like my favorite director for a while, and
Yeah.
it was almost like to me. I did kind of seek it out a little bit for the spiritual reasons because I was like, I was going through like a lot of like religious trauma and all that, and I was trying to work on that. And Tarkovsky was like, you know what? Maybe I can be a Christian. Maybe that's not self-destructive for me.
I quite like
And-
Stalker because it's more. I think it has more political.
Oh, don't get me wrong. His movies are sometimes more political, but I mean, he's just like hates on like. I think he says otherwise, but I think a lot of the time he's just hating on the USSR for not liking religion.
Yeah.
All right, I have
That's
something
the-
really intelligent to
Faith.
show us. I know you guys talking about USSR and religion. I want to show you my favorite meta joke of urban legend. This part wins my heart every time. We're gonna watch it real quick.
Something to warm you up?
Sure.
Slight process.
I haven't watched the movie. I'll be right back.
This is gonna be funny.
I haven't watched the movie.
Yeah, wasn't that funny, everybody? Wasn't that fucking hilarious? Because he's Pacey. Did she leave?
Yeah.
While the greatest comedy was happening before her eyes. That's why film is dead, Isabelle. No one wants to see the good stuff. That's so good. Oh my god, that makes me laugh so much. And then he literally died. I love that character. Damon Brooks is so cool.
Yeah, he's great. I really.
And I
like
was
it.
pointing out, like, there's so much, like, the framing of everything is so great. The scene where Joshua Jackson's character, Damon Brooks, like, drinks the Pop Rocks and the Coke with Freddy fucking Krueger standing right there, and he pretends to die or something.
Well,
like, it's
one of my favorite things is that Jared Leto literally doesn't remember being involved in this movie.
okay. Yeah, okay. That's I have to hold on a second. That is so funny to me. I have to read that. Talk about the USSR again, you guys.
Jane is gone, but we were talking about Tarkovsky's shit. I mean, like, I don't know. I think Tarkovsky had good reason to be pissed. I mean, just look at what happened to Eisenstein. But he wasn't even allowed to make Ivan the Terrible Part 2.
I actually love this shit. So Jared Leto had an interview like with IGN apparently. When did you see Urban Legend? What's that? That horror. We can see him right here in Urban Legend, you guys.
Yeah.
That horror flick you did back in 1998. I didn't do that. Yeah, you did. You were the college newspaper reporter. I was? Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? Urban Legend, dude, the horror movie about urban myths with Rebecca Gayheart. I don't remember that. Okay, obviously it wasn't that good of an experience then. I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. I love that interview. I love that I care the most about movies that even the people in them like refuse to acknowledge they were a part of.
I like to imagine that he's just lying and trying to like.
Oh yeah, he definitely remembers it. He just. By the way, he dropped the name Rebecca Gayheart. Oh, incredible in that movie.
We love her. Good. I fucking hate American Beauty.
It was funny. You can't escape Dawson's Creek. Thank you, Moonlight Orange. If no one gets me, you get me. Thank you so much. American Beauty is fucking at the end of the F tier.
What's up, bitches?
Can we just push like Sam Mendes like off a cliff or something?
No. I was gonna say something about this movie though. I did rewatch it since her video, and I think I was a little bit too harsh on it, but I would vote C tier.
It's like everyone's like, I hate when people are like, look, the door is red, it's symbolic. I'm like, literally die. Like, shut the fuck up.
American Beauty.
I can't really budge on putting it above F. Like, I can't really.
Like, it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Speaking of being so fucking stupid, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty fucking stupid.
Okay.
So here's an argument.
I've always done. That's my secret.
Halloween H2O. Here's an argument, right? Like, where would you put it,
H2O.
Isabelle? Actually,
if we
H2O.
H2O. If we still had the D tier, I'd just put it there because I don't think it's like reprehensible enough to be F. But like, it's I don't know. It's like to me, it's like the fucking like 18th Marvel sequel of 90s postmodern horror. It's just like
to me, you're the 18th Marvel film of the postmodern horror.
God, I hope so. Then I might make money.
I'll put it at the end of. I'll put it after Halloween 2 just to satisfy you.
It's
I mean,
like the
fuck you. It goes. It's not that.
It's like the. I don't know. It feels like the like least sincere of that entire aesthetic,
which makes it really interesting.
Watching it made me feel like I was watching like a Disney Channel movie. Like it was just so artificial. And,
that's crazy cool.
And I tried so hard to be nice about it in that video. I remember I was like,
that's why it's
really, really underselling how much I didn't like it in that video because I was like, Zach really likes this movie. I can't be mean about it.
And then Josh Hartnett's hair alone.
And then you asked me what I thought. I was like, it's a movie that came out in the 90s.
Michael Myers got ghost-faced, and he was the worst, most inefficient killer I've ever seen.
You see his eyes, like
so much.
It's
and the director of the film was Steve Miner, who directed the pilot episode of Dawson's Creek. We can never escape Dawson.
It was partially ruined for me also because I doubled it with the original Halloween, so it's like dead on arrival.
Ruben, the answer to that, why we don't dislike American Beauty so much, can be found in our video on American Beauty. I mean, I've like become a little bit more chill on the movie, but like, yeah, we have a whole video about it if you want to. But we kind of basically, it's like there are so many other films at the same time that did everything better, and it kind of does it in very like superficial ways, I think.
I mean, the Virgin Suicides came out the same year, right?
Yeah.
So Girl Interrupted, like
it came out like a year after Virgin Suicides, I think.
No, they're both 99.
Virgin Suicides was 99. You're right.
Yeah,
right.
and that does what American Beauty tries to do in a much better
way. Happiness even does everything that American Beauty is trying to do.
I would say American Beauty is
Fight Club,
remarkable.
Office Space,
Fight Club, even.
Fight Club, Matrix.
I would say American Beauty is remarkable because I didn't know Reddit existed in 1999, and
I thought you were reading a comment for a second.
H2O was the first horror film I was able to watch fully. It's a fun movie. Is it the best? No, but it's fun. Yeah, I think it's really fun. I think it's better. I probably like it a lot more than most people, though. I have to be honest.
I just
I do
couldn't
really
get
like
into
it.
it. It just felt
Also,
too-
Michelle Williams, best girl. We can't
Oh
escape
yeah,
off the street.
S tier on that basis.
Oh my god, thank you, Jane.
I mean, if we're going on that metric, then just
Woo-hoo.
put certain women in here.
Exactly.
Well, we
That's
haven't
what
talked
it's
about it yet. Oh my god, I forgot the Fablemans.
Fablemans, I'd put B or A.
Well, we'd have to go S because Michelle.
Or if we're
Williams.
talking the amount of stuff I can say about it, then S tier. But
Yeah, S tier.
I could like write a whole book about that movie that I don't even like
Fuck.
that much.
I knew
Like,
I forgot
that's the Spielberg
something.
magic.
I knew I forgot something. Fuck. Whatever. Butterfly Murders, I really hated. You know what? And you guys want to know something funny? I think this was the first time I let Isabelle pick the movie that we talk about.
No, I think that was East Asian cinema history.
No, we
No,
invited
'cause
East
he
Asian
and I did
cinema
that
history.
together.
Oh,
Zach and I did that
okay.
together.
Oh,
I really
Gotcha.
thought it would be good. I hadn't seen it yet. I just wanted to see Sui Hark's, or I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his name correctly, but I wanted to watch this stuff in order. And
you probably did say it correctly.
it
That
was
was me trying to be nice on the video because I thought it was like one of your favorite movies or something.
no,
So, like,
I wanted to get in his later stuff is much better, and I wanted to go in order, so I started with that one because I hadn't seen it yet.
it's
and
not-
I was
I'm a
like,
huge fan of Japanese cinema in general, so I was surprised that I didn't
he's
like
not Japanese.
it. What is he?
You fucking racist.
What is he?
No, we're moving on. You gotta just live with it now.
What is he though?
No, we're moving forward.
Is he Sui Hark? What are you? Oh, he's
Zach.
Chinese. Hey, I actually do like Chinese movies, I guess.
Zach.
And Jane was like, "Why are
Isabelle.
you always saying Zach's racist? Why are you always saying?"
Literally all Asian movies is the same.
Although my favorite time I said that was when Kiyoshi
Zach.
was on the tier we were talking about, and I just immediately said you were gonna say something racist about him.
I like that East Asian whatever club and I are friends, considering we probably have nothing in common. Nice to hear unpopular opinions. Yeah. House on Haunted Hill.
Speaking of, well, for what it's worth, I've watched so many movies just on the basis that they're stuff Zach likes more than because I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Earlier-
I think by the time I was on there for House of Haunted Hill, I kind of was just like, okay.
There was a point, or literally like 3 hours ago, my partner was like, "Why?" I mean, like, you watch so many of those teen horror movies. I was like, to be fair, that's because Zach forces me to.
And I could tell you were getting like tired of it. So like the one after the one we're gonna do is like, I'll let you pick, Isabelle, anything you want. We don't have to talk about fucking
Yeah,
kids in
and it
high
was a
school
fucking
right
hit.
now.
I nailed it.
Well, that was a huge arc of mine. I think I finished it, obviously, but like I think I did a good job talking about coming of age stuff from the 20 years of time. I think I did a good job. Good job. I'm gonna read this real quick. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about the film except the paper bag scene being piteous. Oh, it's a terrible movie.
Or pretentious.
I think he meant pretentious, but I mean, pitiable is corrective.
Yeah. Also, Wes Bentley is one of the worst fucking actors I've ever seen. Like, every movie he's ever been in is awful. Like, his performance is awful. Soul Survivors, even though we have Eliza Dushku running around in like a fucking tube top half the movie, is terrible because Wes Bentley can't deliver a line to save his life. Remember that Ghost Rider movie? Nicolas Cage acted Circle. Fuck Wes Bentley. But what's her name? American Pie. What's her name?
I never saw it.
The blonde in American Beauty. She was phenomenal. Thora Birch, and who was the blonde? It starts with an M, doesn't it? Really? You guys both letting me down?
I can't believe we're still talking
it's
about it.
Mira
that's
Sorvino?
Sorvino?
No, it's not Mira
Yes.
Sorvino.
No, it's similar.
Mina
name to that.
Suvari. Mina Suvari.
Yeah,
is her
yeah,
name.
yeah.
And she was
Mina
incredible in that film. And that film, I think, actually like villainizes her in a large way. Like, it's really actually, I think this film's misogynist as well, because like this chick's being preyed upon by fucking Kevin Spacey the whole fucking movie.
Speaking of misogynist, are you gonna talk about the next Buffy?
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean the only feminist still alive?
You mean like
on.
out of all the movies here, the one that has been like well regarded and like academically studied by feminists? is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, without question.
What about
Like it actually is a deeply feminist show. It's great.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope Joss experiences
Not
an
like a
accident,
human
but
husky.
like,
Wait, why? Come on.
I hope he
Really?
dies. But the body is fucking incredible.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like this is my
It's
unchangeable
incredible. Buffy
one.
is like one of my favorite things ever made.
This is my
art-wise,
unchangeable
in
one.
general.
I think that the body is one of the best directed, best conceived things I've ever watched.
It's
Like
really
it's
fucking
beautiful.
good. It's
That
so
episode is
fucking
out of
good.
control, and it hits me so deeply for like very personal levels that Isabelle can relate to. And we talk about that in the video. I really say you should go watch that video because it's one of my best videos.
It's not even my favorite Buffy episode, and I think
No.
it's better than most TV that's happened in the past like 20 years.
Yeah, it's one
Really,
of the
the only
phenomenally
exception,
composed
like,
things I've ever
Leftovers
seen.
for me, because that's my favorite show. But other than that, it's like the body and everything else.
Like spoiler for me, I don't think it's gonna be at the top, the very top for me till the end. That's such an affecting and powerful and outrageously stylistic and emotional episode. I love it so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Wes Bentley can't act. He made it somehow based only on looks. Was he even that hot though? Like I don't agree that he was hot. I don't.
I can't remember which one Wes Bentley is. I'm gonna be upfront.
He's the one with the plastic bag.
Oh,
He's
is he
that
the
guy.
one who like has like the weird beard shape in movies?
Well,
Maybe.
he did in Hunger Games. If that's what you're thinking.
Yeah, where it's like the pointy
Oh, he was in Hunger
beard,
Games?
like on his cheeks. Like
I
that
don't
guy.
know.
And I love Mina Suvari to death.
Tenebrae.
Yeah, she's good in
Tenebrae.
American Beauty. Honestly.
I don't think
Now-
so. I think he's the weakest link, especially when half of his scenes are with Chris Cooper, and Chris Cooper's a phenomenal
Suvari?
actor. What?
I was talking about Suvari.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Bentley. Sorry.
No. Why would I
Suvari-
be talking about Bentley?
Because I thought you were being contrarian needlessly.
No,
but like
no.
Suvari to me is the best part of that movie. Thora Birch is great in it as well. Those are the two best performers of the film. No,
Now for one of my favorite subjects, trans women.
yeah,
What?
I really
Oh,
like
yeah.
Tenebrae. I really like it.
It's one of my
Hey,
like,
tier.
I would sincerely, it's like one of my top 30 movies or so. Like it's really,
I'd say, yeah, I'm fine with that being on the S.
it's I love
if
it.
disturbing behaviors on the S. then
Yeah,
I
it'll
think
go
Just
right
put
behind
it over
disturbing
I think
Palo
behavior.
that can go
Alto.
there too.
At least put it under Palo Alto, but above disturbing behavior. It's fucking
Okay.
Dario Argento. Come on.
Okay,
man.
above Palo Alto,
I
but
think it's
below
disturbing
disturbing
behavior at
I
first.
feel like that clip of Joe Biden going, "Come on, man."
I forgot both Palo Alto's only there because we're Emma Roberts pilled.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually like
Palo
that
Alto's
movie.
great.
And
It's great, but we were gonna put it at A or B.
I think it's fucking hilarious that James Franco himself wrote the book and said, "You know what? I want to play the pedophile." I like,
It was
Watch me
important.
stretch real quick, Isabelle, before I do the coolest thing you've ever seen.
okay, let me get it in quick. Tenebrae is so goated, please. I
What
love
is this?
Tenebrae. Cherry Falls, you weren't there for it.
Speaking of
Uh-huh.
trans women,
Is that in Cherry Falls?
yeah, it is. I think you'd love it, Jane.
It's actually pretty good. It's is that the one with Michael Bean in like?
Yes, and you can't tell if he's fucking his daughter, Brittany Murphy, or not.
And I
You
also can't tell if he's like sober at all during the making of the
Hey,
movie.
Zach, if you're Brittany Murphy pilled, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
he is.
obsessed.
We should do. I want to do Clueless sometime.
I want to do Girl Interrupted sometime.
Yeah, Clueless is goated. I love Clueless.
I'll be
Clueless is
down
great.
for.
Wait, I have to ask Jane. Do you get the title joke?
What, Clueless?
No, Cherry Falls. Do you get it?
I don't give a shit.
Do you get it though? Cherry Falls. It's very subtle.
In the
That's
horror
what the
movie,
whole
if
movie
you-
is about.
they kill virgins. So every high school kid is trying desperately to lose their virginity as fast as possible.
They like the teenagers.
Wait, this
set
one-
up a- yeah,
Wait,
the
actually,
teenagers,
I
like, set up a
actually want to
party.
watch this.
It's literally
It
like a
sounds
plot
good.
point. Is
It
that
sounds like
all
a
the
funny
teenagers-
plot point.
all the teenagers in the town are like quickly organize a party where the goal of which is for everyone to get laid so that they don't become targets of a serial killer.
But then the fucking trans killer shows up. Played by Jay
I
Moore.
have to watch this now.
Jay fucking Moore of all people. Like,
wait, is Cherry Falls a well-liked movie?
no. Oh,
I
no.
think it's kind of one of those forgotten movies, like that movie. I don't
Like
know,
Disturbing Behavior?
Yeah, it's like a
It's
mostly
more
forgotten
interesting.
movie.
Forgotten.
I love Disturbing Behavior, but Cherry Falls is more interesting for discourse. I think that Cherry Falls is like wrong and insincere and like bigoted, but it's such a
You
good movie.
should have me on for another discussion.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I'll
love
gladly
Weekends,
do
yeah.
Cherry Falls again. For some reason, that video's got a couple thousand views. Probably because it's one of 2 videos that exist.
It's yeah. I think we talk about that in the video. Is that you talk about how there's quite literally only one other video on.
And you
YouTube
made a
that's
joke like I
only
had to go to the dark web to find this fucking.
Yeah, like you talked about how you were like, I feel bad making this video because there's already a good video on it, but also it's quite literally the only
Yeah.
video on YouTube.com about
Oh,
Cherry
Brittany
Falls.
Murphy is so sexy. His
It's
acting works for being a weird, awkward guy. His acting doesn't work, Ruben. I'm sorry, I love you, but you're wrong. James Franco wrote the book Palo Alto. Damn, he gave us a glimpse into his mind. That's really true, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot he
That's
wrote the
true.
book, and then I'm sure worked very closely with Gia Coppola.
and then
adapting it.
once again said, I want to play the pedophile. He was like, they're
Yeah.
like, James, you can play whoever you want. He's like, I want to play
Jane,
the pedophile. And they're
who's
like,
the
no,
kid I
like,
really liked in that?
you were like, no, they were like, no, James, like you don't have to
What?
play the pedophile. We'll let you play someone else. And he said, no, 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 no. I want to play the pedophile.
In Disturbing Behavior?
Because Emma Roberts wasn't the best
Palo
part of
Alto.
it. Like, who's the kid I liked the most in that? I forget.
Oh, it's one of the Wolf kids. one of the
Nat
Maker
Wolf or
brothers.
something?
Yeah, Alex Wolf or Matt Wolf. I get them mixed up.
He was
But-
extraordinary. Extraordinary character, extraordinary actor. That's when the movie was at its most inspired, was with his character. Like that self-destruct little brat. I love him.
I remember
you can't
the
be a
discussion.
pharaoh.
I remember the discussion. I was like, I'm not analyzing the movie. I'm analyzing you, Zach.
Because I was agreeing with him. He wasn't wrong. Unfortunately,
No,
James Franco is a bad guy in real life. Unfortunately, we're not done talking about him yet. He's in another thing we're going to talk about later on.
I haven't seen the next movie you're talking about, so
Cherry Falls works because it's a comedy played straight, similar to Slumber Party Massacre. But that's also maybe why it doesn't work, is you can't convince me that it's a complete comedy, because I don't think
Yeah.
that it's tonally inconsistent.
Zach?
Like everything about it's kind of weird. I love
Zach?
it though.
Zach?
Yeah.
So Hedwig and the Angry Inch is S tier. Great movie. Love it. I have a video on my channel about it. I also have a video on my channel, on Zach's channel, about it. But you can remove that video. I said everything's so much better in my own video and with the clear mic. So you can remove that video.
I haven't watched it because I'm viciously homophobic. So
Yeah, we've been talking about trans stuff like way too much lately. It's been 3 in a row.
well, I think the most trans movies on this list are Crash, Twilight 1,
Halloween 2.
Halloween 2, fair enough, and the other one, Ginger Snaps.
No, Hedwig and the Angry Inch is very good, and also Michael Pitt's a hottie. Let's give it up to
Speaking of-
Michael Pitt.
Speaking of like trans shit, we were talking about James Wan earlier, and he made no way he didn't make The Ring. What am I thinking about?
Gore
Never
Verbinski.
mind.
Gore
Yeah,
Verbinski.
The Ring is a great movie, and it's
Well,
better. than
no,
the-
Gore
It is.
Verbinski made a
But-
much more trans
but
movie. That's
some-
right.
No. Somebody told me that
Dead
the
Man's
character of Samara, like it's based off of like a trans like character in the book or something.
No. Or in
So-
the how about in the original Ringu film from Japan?
No, they took that out, I think.
Isabel's like, why did you say it like that? And I don't know why.
Wait, what did you say?
I'm leaning hard into the into the bit now. I said Japan like a moron.
He said
Um,
Japan.
Well, I mean, yeah, no.
Okay, this
Have
is
fun.
okay. My thoughts. I love The Craft dearly, and Nancy Downs is one of my favorite film characters ever. I know Isabelle, and I agree with her in certain cases that Ginger Snaps is like an improved The Craft in like a couple different ways, but I think The Craft is brilliant. I like it a lot
Do you think
more
the
than
craft
Ginger
has a lot of craft to it?
I just think that The Craft is brilliant. You know what I mean?
It's notable for me in my memory because it's the one I remember as the one time I got really horny on your channel.
Oh, Rachel fucking True. Hey, Rachel True is a slight friend of the channel. She shared my Nowhere video on Twitter.
Well, that means she definitely saw me thirsting over her on the craft video.
As
so.
you should. Have you seen her now? She looks even better, bro.
I saw
Wait,
her recently in something else, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
you know what?
But yeah,
Ripperoo-
after being a prude on your channel for so long, just for no other reason than to make you feel guilty every time.
I kind of want to watch Cherry Falls tonight.
You should. It's really good.
It's good. It's actually pretty good. It's good.
I'm gonna rewatch it tonight too. I had a great Michael Pitt run in my teens.
Oh,
The
I know what it
Dreamers
is.
and Last Days were my shit. And yeah, I loved them when I was a teenager too. Like Murder by Numbers. That's the first time I saw Ryan Gosling too. And they were
Michael
like
Pitt's
sending my bisexual qualities like into high gear.
I remember
Pitt's in Hedwig as well.
I saw Nowhere recently with Rachel True. That's what I saw her in.
And she's great in that. She's great. You know who I loved in Nowhere the most? Like the nauseating heterosexual couple, Ryan Phillippe and Heather Graham, right? That was who they were. They were fucking hilarious in that goddamn movie. The Faculty. Fuck both of you. I actually like it more than Scream 2 right now. In fact, I have it right next to me because I wanted to rewatch it and talk about it again.
Just go for it. Look at this list. This is horrible.
There's nothing horrible
I actually
about this
really
list.
like The Faculty. I think it's great.
And
Oh, yeah,
that
go
one,
for it.
like Robert Rodriguez has Robert Rodriguez been reclaimed yet as like, you know,
No, not
ironic?
really. At least not as far as I can tell. But I really love Alita Battle Angel.
Right?
Again, trans.
The Faculty was great. I feel like From Dusk Till Dawn might be fun if I rewatched it, you know.
Did you say Alita or Lolita?
I said Alita.
Okay.
I think you're hearing what you want to hear.
Shut up.
The the Faculty is great.
It really is. It's guaranteed
It's
to
like-
jack you up.
I wasn't 100% sold on it until the high schoolers literally pull out a fucking Glock and shoot their principal in the
Yeah,
face.
I just
And
made
I
a
was
post
like,
on
Wait,
Instagram
what?
about
Wait,
it.
what movie is this?
The Faculty. I just
Faculty.
made a post on Instagram about it. Of like, I shared that scene where Josh they like are forcing their principal to take drugs or else they're gonna shoot her in the head, and then Josh Hartnett just shoots her in the head.
Yeah,
And I'm
Jane,
like,
have
this
you
came
seen
out
it?
5 months before Columbine.
Have you seen it, Jane?
No, I haven't.
It's an Invasion of the Body Snatchers type movie, and there's literally a scene where
Which
they
I haven't
think,
seen either.
okay, it's one where like all the people in the school are getting replaced by snatchers, and so it's like no one knows if you're
Oh,
really
like Among
you.
Us or whatever.
Yeah, or
it's
like the
beautifully
replacement.
deconstructionist because as
And-
Isabelle points out, it's the Breakfast Club literally weaponized. Like it's really smart and it's really cool.
Oh yeah,
and
that
fun.
was a good one for me.
Yeah.
But there's literally a part where they want the principal to prove that she's not one of them, one of the aliens, and so they're like, either you take these drugs or we will literally shoot you in the face, and then they literally shoot her in the face,
Yes.
not knowing 100% for sure if she's a human or not. So there's a moment where you're like, wait, there's in this movie.
Did they murder a real human then?
No, they don't. But like,
That's how they got away with it.
yeah, but there's a moment where the movie's like, oh, did we just like actually shoot our teacher? And it's like, bro, how are they allowed to make
And poetically, what it's about is the Breakfast Club getting high, bringing guns to school, and killing their classmates and their teachers. If we remove the sci-fi element from it, that's literally what the movie is.
Yeah,
Like-
it's like a reversal of the concept how like in the time period this movie is being made, and it's now like if the events of the Breakfast Club were to happen, they would all just like kill each other in school.
It is wild.
Like,
I'm so
literally
impressed by
killed.
Robert. Like it opens with the kids aren't all right by The Offspring, like just on the nose. Like this is gonna be like, oh my god! And then the whole time, Josh Hartnett's like trying to, or his teacher's trying to fuck him the whole time, and turns into dude. It's so good, so good. Let me check out these comments real quick. Oh, how could I? Oh yeah, Bully was really good for Michael Pitt. Always wanted to hear your opinions on that one, Zach.
Great
A couple
movie.
people have asked. What should you like more, kids or Bully? You two.
I haven't seen either.
I think Bully's problem. I don't know.
Um,
They're both really tough. They're tough as fuck.
But like the content of both of them is just like it's like he casts like I think he mainly casts like such young actors, and it kind of is like uncomfortable to watch.
Harmony had nothing to do with
so
Bully,
when we're
right?
comparing like Bully to kids, it's like I
And
guess
Harmony had
Bully's
nothing to do
better.
with Bully, right? Like that wasn't a Harmony script. That
I
was
don't think he
something
has
else.
anything to do with
Okay.
it. No.
I'm kind of completely disinterested in the Harmony Korine expanded universe, so like
I mostly am too, but Bully's. It's always interesting to talk about. It makes for interesting discourse
Bully.
each time.
my
I
problem
wouldn't
with
mind
Harmony
doing a Bully.
Korine
I
is
wouldn't
that
mind
he's
doing a
not
Bully
interested. I don't think
analysis.
Harmony Korine is like out like transgressive enough. He's too clean and too easy.
Well, Larry Clark is like
Yeah. Like Harmony Korine is so easy
pushes
to watch.
it.
It's like, what's the fucking point? It's just
I'd listen to a podcast with Rachel True and Firuza Balk for sure. Aren't they both into like actual like witchy pagan stuff or whatever, like Wiccan
I'm
stuff?
sure they are.
Because they're hot.
They're women who were young in the 90s. They definitely like
Spy Kids trilogy and Shark Boy and Lava Girl are. I'm surprised Robert Rodriguez hasn't got like an ironic like reclaiming. Consider he went up to his kids who were 6 years old and said, "You write a movie and I'll spend $1 million making it." Like that's ridiculous.
that kind of happened with
Is that what
Alita.
happened?
That's what happened with Shark Boy
Yeah.
and Lava Girl.
No wonder
His kids literally came up with the concept and he just made a
Oh.
movie out of it.
Kids is scary
Oh.
and Bully is sad. Both are dark films, not feel good films at all. No, not at all. I mean, there are parts of Spring Breakers that are like morbidly feel good for me. I love that movie actually. The more I think about it, I like Spring Breakers a little bit more.
Oh, that's not Kids and Bully though.
Yeah, but if we were talking about the Harmony connected universe, that's
Yeah,
the
but
one I
that
like
just
more.
that just is Harmony Korine. Harmony Korine has some great movies under his belt.
Well,
Agro
it's
Drift
hard
was
for me to view
sick.
Kids as removed from Harmony. I view Kids as more of a Harmony thing for me for some reason. I'm not thinking about Larry Clark too much, but Bully was good. Haven't watched it in a long time. Nick Stahl's scary. Bride of Chucky.
Oh, I don't fucking care where you put it. It's
going in
it's
B
a
for
good
Bride
movie.
of Chucky.
I would say that is a movie.
That is a movie.
That was
it's-
made
I
in
think
a year.
I think it's pretty. I think it's a pretty fun movie.
Yeah, it is. Well,
I don't
B's is
really
good
like
place
calling
for it.
films fun though. But
What about Final
it's-
Destination, y'all?
Oh, I
Okay.
kind of liked how fucked up it was.
I like
Yeah.
I like Final Destination.
As someone who like doesn't have any kind of like nostalgic connection to it or like didn't watch it at any.
Yeah.
I'll put it on A. We can go into it forever for the implications about the film and like what it kind of represented to horror in between Columbine, but before 9/11, and it was at an awkward place. Isabelle
Freaks and
famously
Geeks.
calls it the logically like psychotic end result of the postmodern like trend, where it just becomes so gamified that nothing matters. Everything's a cartoon. Like Scream always hinted at that, but Final Destination leaned into it entirely, which is interesting. I love Ali Larder; she's really fun, and Sean William Scott steals the show. Freaks and Geeks is
S tier. S
Yeah.
tier.
I never watched it.
It's
From,
amazing. I love it. I have a video on it on my channel.
It's very good, and you and I have a video on my channel where we talk
Yeah.
about it. Batman
true.
'89, I think, is actually a pretty damn.
It's
good
okay.
movie.
It's
It's okay.
fun.
I think it's
Enjoy
good.
it.
I'll put it at the end of A tier. I
Returns
think
kind
it's
of
very
blows
good.
it out of the water, but
I
Yeah.
can't believe you put Silence in B tier.
What? It's worse
Okay.
than
Southland Tales. S.
Silence is one of the like 5 good Scorsese movies, and you put in D tier.
Southland Tales.
S.
It's
I
not my
say
favorite
I
Richard
say
Donner
C.
movie,
What do
but
you?
it's pretty good.
S. I'm
I put
voting
B.
S.
I'd
I
say
think honestly maybe A, but
B or A.
any opinions on Todd Salons?
I'll put it at the top of B because it
It's-
is interesting.
It's one of
There are
those
a lot of
movies that becomes great almost purely on the merit of its final 5 minutes that
Yeah.
suddenly make it like so incredible that I'm willing to like, man, look at all these hours of my life.
That's true.
Southland Tales was great.
So
Look at all
I
those
think-
movies I talked about for 2 hours on videos with 80 views.
I think it's fun. I think it's
That's
funny
true.
that Andre Rublev is in F tier or F tier.
But
Well, now that we
Let's
changed
see.
it to F tier, I don't know if Breaking Dawn deserves that, but
Yeah.
well,
like it's not great, but I think it's
the only thing that matters is number one for me. That what we've talked about. The thing I think is the best is the body
This is my
episode
favorite
from
movie.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and the worst is the Hong Kong movie, The Butterfly Matters.
my favorite of the bunch is Crack, although I would very much enjoy
Zach,
the
come
opportunity
on.
to redo it.
Come on. They'll put,
Zach is not beating the allegations.
People are gonna be like, "Oh, Jane just laughs along as Zach like says racist things." So Jane should be.
Izzy is
canceled.
nobly calling them out on their problematic.
I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing because I'm. Hey,
How do you like Todd Salon?
It'd be that way.
Happiness is great. Welcome to the Dollhouse is great.
Welcome to Dollhouse is cool.
I think I missed the window to watch Happiness and have opinions about it, and I'm like purely based on like my interests. Like I would have been interested in it like 4 years ago based on my interests, and now I'm like not really.
No, I gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like that would have been.
Ask us like questions, Chad.
You don't have to. We've been going on for like 2.5 hours here.
Yeah, just like another,
No, I'm happy you two did this video with me. Like I said, it's been a while since Style of Substance has been in the channel at all.
Yeah, I know. And you brought Isabelle in.
I was just thinking that Isabelle's just better than you in like every way. That's all. It wasn't anything personal.
I requested it. I was texting Zach and I was like, please take me back. Like,
I didn't know you'd be down to do the Godard thing with us. I thought you quit being honestly, I thought you quit being a YouTuber. I thought you were just a filmmaker now.
No, I never said I quitted YouTube, but
I looked at your channel.
The Godard video was kind of a mess. So
what was a mess?
No, people liked that video.
My Melancholia video?
You were hungover and I was incoherent. So I
no, you were very coherent. You were fine on the
I thought you were talking about my Melancholia video. That was my last upload. I'll get around to making videos again. I do like making videos, but honestly, I do prefer just making films with like Elaine and shit.
I've been considering getting into it, but
getting into the YouTubing or filmmaking.
I mean, I already do filmmaking.
Yeah, you make films.
I've been interested in making videos.
You should. I was just talking literally to Jane like yesterday that I don't know why you don't have
as opposed to figuratively.
Because it's like, yeah, I know, right? Partly because it's like I don't.
Thank you for coming to my live stream. This has been really fun.
I don't know how to like compile footage without just downloading the whole movie.
That's what I do.
Like, that? Well, that sounds like it sucks.
Well, that's why I mostly don't do that. I just do
Maybe
the on-camera bullshit.
I don't know. I kind of want to just do ones about the stuff I care about that no one else on the planet gives a shit about. Like,
hey, that's
I want to be
what
the
I did,
first
and I have a
person
failing.
If you want to like help write a video with me or something, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because I want to be the first person to do a video on Toby Hooper's Night Terrors, because that'd be funny.
Do it.
Or
honestly,
the TV pilots.
Do you want to just like take over my YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'll do that. Give me the login. I'll do it. I won't mess with your shit.
Not so quickly.
No, like I won't. Okay, I'll make stuff and then you. The artist formerly known as Jane.
Any animated films I'm fascinated by. I like Angel's Egg, Belladonna, Sadness. I actually really like really early Disney.
Yeah, me too. I love
Fantasia, Bambi and shit.
Pinocchio is so good.
The Wolf House. And When Blackbirds Fly.
And I don't know what we're talking about with children, but like most of the movies I like are targeted towards teenagers. So
I actually, one thing I think Zach and I should talk about, because it's been a recent interest of mine, is Lucky McKee. I'd be interested in talking.
Oh, like May and
and his other stuff is so
the cheerleaders one.
Like The Woods is fucking amazing.
The cheerleaders thing, I don't know if it's made by Lucky McKee or somebody else that's connected to May, but the cheerleading film, it's like insane.
Yeah, he made both of them.
It's insane.
Yeah. He made a movie that's basically like a thinly veiled remake of Suspiria called The Woods, and but like if Suspiria was way more sapphic.
What are we looking at?
The question that's highlighted, I wasn't familiar with the artist.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you doing, Zach?
Jane, you would like Sick Girl by him too, Lucky McKee. It's only an hour long because it was a Masters of Horror episode he did. And I feel like you would at least appreciate The Woods. I think Zach would quite like The Woods. And of course, yeah, May is incredible. Who doesn't like May? But
And I'm not educated enough to have an informed opinion on the artist that you asked me about, Ruben, but I like what I just saw. I'll look more into him.
as far as painting, I'm into William de Kooning recently. That's fun.
I've always been into like Edgar Degas and Magritte.
I finally in the past couple of years came to appreciate Cezanne, but historically I'm more of a Monet person.
But I think we're gonna end the live stream here soon.
Okay.
No. If you have like a topic, like go for
I
it.
was just gonna say, I think there's Monet and there's also, I think it's Manet. Like,
Yeah, Manet.
Who's better? Better than
I
Manet.
hear that a lot. I don't. I'm probably biased
Great
because
works of art.
I got into Monet first, so I'm probably biased. But
Makes sense. Bye. I guess.
Bye.
Yeah, man, I think it'd be best if we ended the live stream soon.
Okay, whatever.
But well,
I mean, watch.
She literally left everybody. She like got out of the whole stream.
Just remember, Zach says watch Kiyoshi Kurosawa.
Wait, contemporary surrealist films you'd recommend? Well, ML, I'm sorry that my guests hate you. They didn't want to answer it. They just left without answering you. And I don't know. I'm not the biggest surrealism guy. So I don't know. I'd really have to think about it. I've been experiencing a bit of mind fog lately. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Surrealism is more something that I can appreciate rather than really engage with. I know they left you like. I know it sucks. They're abusive, really, honestly. Like the things they say off camera. Wow, I didn't even know there was such hatred in the human vocabulary. But yeah, no, they're cool. Thank you all for coming to my stream today. It was nice having Jane and Isabelle with me. Hopefully we had some fun. Hopefully we didn't say anything that would get us into too much trouble. Hopefully we provided some sort of insight, something for you guys to think about. And I mean, as always, I love interacting with each of you. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Peace.